What up? What's up, everyone? We are here. Torgo, Dafta, Anna's back. Right on. George, Last Dance, Fat Belly. Anyone else up there? Biscuit, Alan. Cool, man. Welcome. Welcome to the pub. It's everyone's pub. Went down to the crossroads, got on my knees. Went down to the crossroads, fell down on my knees. Ask the Lord, beg for mercy, save me if you please. Went down to the crossroads, took my right up by my side. Still I barrel house, baby, at the riverside. Let's roll. That would be Cream. Crossroads. That was a train wreck. Who cares? Hair's getting long. All right. Manzi, what up, guy? Fat Belly X. All right. I know I'm fucking live. Everyone's telling me. My phone, my computer. I'm on there. I'm good. Yeah, last week was a good one, man. Definitely had a lot of people, some new one, a few new ones, I believe, some new regulars. Yeah, thanks. It was it's just on a mediocre acoustic, so not exactly the same as I believe he played the original at the Albert Hall there. Just a fire song, absolutely fire, unbelievable. But last week was good, man. I think we're at 460 views right now on last week's show, which is pretty damn good for me, considering, you know, there's no reason for people to be here besides just talk some shit and drink a little, smoke a little. Sounds like a 50s tone. Yeah, it's written, I don't know if it was Robert Johnson's song or written about Robert Johnson, because Robert Johnson, the great blues guitar player from the 20s, 30s, he supposedly got his abilities from the devil at the crossroads. I believe he sold his soul to play guitar, is how the story goes. Not exactly sure on that one. There is a movie about it. I think Ralph Macchio is the star. And at the end, he goes up in a duel against Steve Vai, and Steve Vai is the devil. Steve Vai absolutely shreds. Ralph Macchio does not. I mean, actually, Steve Vai doesn't really shred. He plays a little bit more kind of unusual style. Don't ever really. Thanks, Manzi, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. So, anyways, last week's show was good. Hey, George. Thanks, man. It's getting better. And the fact that when Hayden plugged it, both when he had Count Dankula and Richie, and maybe that drew in a few of those people, you know, a couple of drunks from Count Dank and a couple of Richie's Wastoid said, fuck, I'm going to go check out this Saturday night thing because, the bars are closed anyway, so whatever, Yeah, Steve Vai does a good job. He's not an actor, so he did all right. I agree. High five. Yeah. Gets the blood flowing, that tune. It's hard to play without at least a rhythm guitar, but Tarantino, no. It was pretty bad, but honestly, if you're a guitar player, it is a good guitar movie, so it's all good. Merry Christmas, Fat Belly. Yeah, man. Right on. So I don't know. Can I post the link anymore? Let's see here. Because I've heard that they're auto-deleting links. So we're going to give this a try. It's there now, so we should be good. The link is always in the description. Oh, yeah, it's there still. Okay. Yeah, a couple of drunks, right? I know. Yeah, drunks love it, man. Love Richie. I'm on Vino. Right on. Richie and the Vino, man. We got a guy, Martin Frogat. He's always drinking the wine. I think he's one of Richie's guys. So Richie and the wine, you guys, it's great. I love wine. It's not too many things I don't like that have alcohol. So Tom B, yeah, man. Torgo. Yeah, I don't know. Robert Johnson plays some stuff. When Eric Clapton first heard Robert Johnson, he said, who's playing the rhythm guitar? And basically, the guy who played the recording was like, there's no rhythm guitar. That's all one man. So, yeah, he definitely had a way about him. If you guys don't know, check him out on YouTube. He had a really unusual voice. He did the one of the original versions of the song. I believe it's called "In the Pines." Nirvana did it unplugged. In the pines, where the sun don't never shine, shiver the whole night through. Yeah, that's Robert Johnson does that one, and it's fucking haunting, man. It's good shit. Well, I got a couple people down below. We might as well bring on in. Mr. Vapes, how are you, brother?
I'm good, brother. How's it going?
Pretty good. Oh, there's the bird. Nice. Let's take a closer look at the little guy, huh? Solo layout. Oh, he is cute, huh? Sharp-looking bird. Do they occur in the wild, or is he a cross of a couple of different birds?
No, he's a green cheek conure.
So that isn't a normally occurring wild species?
Yeah, he is.
Nice. Is that like in New Zealand or the Amazon?
I think it's India, I think.
India, cool. Yeah, really sharp-looking little guy. Really dapper. And let's bring someone on who hasn't been here for a while. Hello, Anna.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, it's better than last time.
Got frightened. Yeah. Why?
No, I mean the audio quality.
Yes, it is pretty good.
Okay, great.
What did you get?
I don't know, something like €8. I don't know. Nice parrot.
Thank you.
It is better. Yes, Anna, I can understand what you're saying so far. All right, okay, this is cool.
Maybe I have not had enough drinks yet.
All right, what is that? Is that green?
Something stupid.
That's
apple sours.
€5.
I like apple sours. It's nice.
A lot of sugar and a little booze, or a lot of booze and a lot of sugar. Everything.
It's more middle of the road booze and a lot of sugar.
Right. Probably like a Mad Dog 2020 or something like that.
It's more of it's like a liqueur.
I got you. How big does it get, Biscuit? Is that its full grown size?
Yeah, he's fully grown now, yeah.
It's cute. Will he ever mimic humans? Is he on that level?
He says broccoli sometimes. Ow, you little fucker, don't bite me.
Oh, your biggest fan is here. The German bombshell, says Alan.
Oh my god.
You're blushing. No, you're not.
No, I'm just
So-
drunk.
Where you been? Do you want to say? Just out of town?
Yes, I
Do you
was,
want to go back in your cage? Eh?
was out of Stuttgart, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for a while.
Cool. Visiting other people right on your back.
No,
Cool.
I'm looking for a new car, to be honest, because my car is already very old.
Looking
I've
for
also tried to test them and so on. It's a bit annoying, yeah.
a new used car or a new car?
New used.
What's the brand? Volkswagen?
Mm. I
No?
want another Volvo.
Volvo.
Mm-hmm.
Titanium cage. It's a good car.
Mm-hmm.
The Swedes make a nice car. We had Duke in here last week. He was a great guest. Are you familiar with Duke?
Duke Brasi? I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
about him. Yes.
Yeah,
He's a
he
nice
was
guy,
here.
yeah.
He's a good dude. I like him.
He had cancer, right? I mean, he had some problems, I think.
I don't know if he had cancer. He had problems, though. Yes, that's
There
for
was
sure.
something, yes. Mm-hmm.
But he's back and he's doing well. He seems healthy.
Mm.
He made a video. He made a video on Live Leak actually recently. It was like a little short, kind of an artsy fartsy movie.
Okay, I have to watch because I have not been on Live League for a while now, to be honest. But
Yeah, I mean, it was basically him saying goodbye to Live Leak because he said
okay.
he says Live Leak is shit, and a lot of people say that. But I still like it, man. So
Yeah, it's not bad, but it lost the momentum, you know? There's something that is gone.
Right.
Maybe too little people on it, I don't know. It's not a
Yeah.
bad side. But
to the old school people, it's changed a lot. You know, I back in the day, they had everything. Now they don't have any real violent stuff anymore.
no,
Manzi, Mike, we could legally visit relatives, but we choose not to, just to try to be safe and keep it on the safe side here, man. So we're just going to keep our Christmas in the house, as they say. So, but Christmas is looking good. It'll be fun.
Christmas is not looking good.
No,
Not after what happened. Were it last night or today? Might have been earlier today.
what was it?
Christmas got cancelled by the government.
How
You
so?
too.
I'm not familiar with what you're talking about.
Well, we was allowed to see each other for Christmas, and now we're not.
you
same
mean
here.
people outside of your household, or
Yeah.
how are they going to
the-
police that?
I have no idea. They're not going to stop me. I've got my e-bike. I'm going up to my mum's for one day on Christmas Day.
Right. I mean, it seems silly if you're not sick. if you're careful and you're not sick, it kind of seems silly.
I do see where they're coming from, because there's asymptomatic people that can still give other people it.
Oh, I hear you, man.
And also we've got a new variant, apparently, of the virus that spreads like wildfire. According to the news, anyway.
Huh.
And the government. I don't know how true it is.
Right. Yeah. UK Christmas not as good as the US Christmas, I hear. I don't know. I watched. Do you guys know who Rick Steves is? Do you have him over there? Rick Steves. He's like on public television here. He does a European Christmas they show every year here. And man, it looks quaint over there with all the fucking quaintness going on. It looks awesome, man. He goes to Switzerland and you know, the UK and Sweden and Iceland, and it really looks like there can be some really fun, you know, traditional Christmas stuff over there, you know?
For some people, but I mean, for us, it's just a Christmas dinner with all the family. It's the one time of year where the whole family comes together.
Yep.
And we just have a Christmas dinner and open presents at my mum and dad's house. So that's it. It's just a bit boring and standard, to be fair.
Yeah, I hear you. I guess.
Although last year, was it last year or it might have been the year before? I think it was last year. We got absolutely smashed. Me, my dad, my brother.
That's nice.
I had a bottle of whiskey and a bottle of rum in one night. It didn't end well. Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve? No, New Year. The day after Christmas.
Are they big dudes also? Like big fellas?
We've all been big, but I'm the biggest.
Yep. So you're definitely like the lineman on a U.S. football team, though. When you all get together, the big dogs. That's cool.
We're all roughly just under 6 foot, and we're all quite stocky built. So
sure, cool. Is your dad kind of a ruffian, or is he a little more like of a traditional British like society type?
No, neither. He's more of a ruffian, I'd say. He's a piss taker. He's a hard worker, but he's also working class. But he's also a take the piss kind of guy.
Yeah, sure.
Taking the fun out of any situation.
Cool. I like that. Yeah, my dad's very old, but he's still pretty good, healthy. He got COVID when he's 85. He got it, and about a week later he was better. I mean, this face is my dad, but with a grey beard. Cool.
And 20 years older.
Oh yeah, right. So Fat Valley says New Year's Eve should be a riot here, huh? Yeah, fucking off the hook.
I can't see many people sticking to stay at home. I mean, they've been doing it far too long now. They're making shit up to keep you under the thumb.
Right. So, English Bottle Cap asks, quarter bottles or full bottles on the rum and whiskey?
Oh, they were full litre bottles.
Damn.
They weren't even 70 centilitre. They were full litre.
Oh my god.
I puked blood the next day.
Mm-hmm. You're still alive?
I know. I was puking blood the day after.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I had Captain Morgan Spice rum, and I had a single malt whiskey.
That is.
Yes. It's my favorite one.
And I drunk them both neat as well. Only the whiskey I had a little tiny bit of water with it.
The fuck? Yeah. Okay.
I know.
Yeah, if I have like 4 or 5,
I've never done it before where I've drunk that much neat spirits.
That's crazy.
Because I was talking to my brother and my dad, the most we've ever had a conversation in our entire life, I just forgot about the alcohol, and I was just drinking it one after other, and it were gone, and I were gone. I was just dead to the world for like 16 hours.
Unbelievable. I just got a DM. I'm going to check it. I'll tell you guys who it is. It's a Twitter guy, probably regarding the show here. It's Hayden. He's probably not going to make it.
Okay. That's a shame. It is Christmas.
It's okay. He's got a full plate, so we'll just wish him good luck with everything, and maybe we'll see him next time around. You know,
maybe
I'll do a show next Saturday if it works out, and that would be the 26th, I believe. Yeah, so
that'll be Boxing Day,
right?
26th. Then we start the full lockdown here in Germany. Everything will close.
I think same's going to happen here, Anna. But anyone ever had this?
I have like 30 beers and several bottles of everything. Lots of cans, so I don't care.
That looks like Bailey's, is it?
It's off-brand Bailey's, yeah. It's cheap Scandinavian shop Bailey's.
Where do you buy it? Is this Lidl or something else?
Yeah, Lidl. No, Aldi. It's from.
Oh, yeah, it's a German shop.
Aldi, yeah.
Aldi's German?
€5, like £5.
£4.60.
Yes, I know it. We have the same.
Say again?
Same one.
Ballycastle.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we have the same one. I know it. You have to mix it with water. It gets better.
No, you have it on its own.
Yeah.
Hey, Aphid lives here. All right, Aphid. He's not here, but
Our
he's
literal friend.
there. Yeah, he's the man. I don't want to keep checking that, but yeah, Irish whiskey, Tom B. I don't know, what is that? Jameson, I guess, is one, the most common. It's good.
But it's all like Irish cream whiskey in it.
Biscuit, do you guys have Irish car bombs over there?
Yeah, they're made by the IRA.
No, the drink.
Oh no, we don't have those.
You take a shot of 50% Bailey's, 50%, what's the other thing? Jameson, and you drop it in a half a pint of Guinness, and then you shoot the whole thing down. It's pretty damn good.
I thought proper Bailey's was Jameson.
Bailey's is like Irish cream liqueur.
Yeah, but it's made with Jameson whiskey, I believe.
It might be, with cream added to it and sugar and shit. Sure. Yeah.
I was actually reading about it, and they tried cream and whiskey and on its own. Mm-hmm. It tasted like shit. Then they added sugar, still tasted like shit. So they got Cadbury's chocolate powder and poured that in with it. Mm-hmm. And that made Bailey's.
If you did what you did and added a half a cup of coffee, with sugar, cream, and whiskey, now that is some goodness right there.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Nom. It's got to be real coffee though, not this freeze-dried processed shit.
Yeah. What do we? Yeah, of course. It's called Semtex. I hear you. What was it called? The old one called C something, right? C9.
C4. You mean C4?
C4. What am I saying? C9.
Plastic explosive.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I was reading up on some of that stuff. I don't know if they created it, but in the Iraq War and Afghanistan, they used a lot of the water bombs because water doesn't compress, if you put it against a door and you have a half a liter of water and the bomb behind it and it directs the water, that water will go through anything. I mean, that explosive force is unbelievable because, of course, you can't compress water. Like air, you can compress, obviously, but water, no deal.
Well, that's not actually strictly true. You can compress water.
How so?
Well, at the bottom of the ocean, like where it's really deep, there gets a point where the water actually becomes different. It becomes more congealed and like jellified.
Sure.
You can actually see the level difference, from pressure of the water being squished.
From the thousands of tons per square inch pushing down on it. Sure.
That's right, yeah. And it compresses it into more of a... It actually freezes it, but it's it's still liquid but frozen.
It's interesting. I wonder if that's why a lot of the fish you see really, really deep are very fucking like jelly. Their bodies are they're see-through. There's not much substance to them. I don't think they have many skeletons. It's very, very wispy. They're...
Yeah.
Let's see. What do we got? Bomb disposal, yep. Orange haze crossed with Gorilla Glue. Oh, man, that sounds nice, dude.
Orange haze crossed with what? Gorilla Glue?
Yeah. That is a nice strain. Orange haze would be more of a sativa, and Gorilla Glue is kind of a hybrid. Very strong. Stony.
Gorilla Glue here is like the strongest glue, like a paste.
Yeah, we have that. And I think they're supposed to legally, they don't call it Gorilla Glue anymore. They call it GG4 because it's they got sued, I think, by the Gorilla Glue company for that.
Which way? The glue company is in the adhesive or the glue is in the drink?
It's it's a weed. It's a bud. It's a type of marijuana.
Right. Oh, got it. Yeah.
So, yeah, the glue sued the weed people. Yeah, pressure of the sea, mate. Yeah, there you go, Tom and Manzi. It is difficult to compress water, right? What I wondered, at some level, it has to be able to be compressed.
Yeah. I mean, even an atom can be compressed,
Right. Of course.
it eventually becomes a black hole. Everything can be compressed.
Right. So, right, if you took an unbelievably strong box, filled it with water, and put some kind of an incredible plunger that pressed down on the top and piled weight on it, which would give out first? I mean, eventually the seals would give out probably, and the water would spray everywhere. That's the thing. I think it's very difficult to compress, I guess, is one way to say it, you know? Looks like we have a fourth person to even up the screen here. Cypher.
Hey, we got George.
That's right. LSU fan.
They went last week. It was close.
They did.
Nice.
They beat number 16.
Mm-hmm.
I was amazed. So life is good.
Good man.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Anna. Hello.
Hey, yes.
Yeah, there was a movie made about the compressing the water. It was with who's the actor who hates many of the actors hate Trump, but it's the he played Raging Bull, De Niro, Robert De Niro, and the Edward Norton, and it was set in Canada, and they went into a huge Canadian official building in order to steal a scepter. And the way that they were able to get to the scepter was to drill a hole in the top of the safe and basically compress, fill it with water and then blow it. And it was pretty, it dealt with this water compression issue that you guys are talking about right now.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't know if you remember the name of the movie. I'm trying to remember the name. Somebody on the sidebar remember the name of the movie?
I'll do a quick Google search.
Oh, yeah. What is that? I don't know. But anyway, the pizza I just had was great, and I still have a lot more. It should last me a day or two. Hungry Howie's.
Is it the score?
Yes.
All right, yeah. That was a good one. It was in sort of like the Die Hard theme, where they had the techie guy trying to work on it, and they had the killer, the assassin. They had all these different levels of criminals that were working together, right? And they were kind of
Marlon Brando, obese Marlon Brando, huge, at the very end of his life, he made a fairly, small character, appearance in the movie. And it was, a lot of these movies that, just sort of go by the wayside, have these, incredible older generation actors, that I know. And I guess, let's see, you're 20 years younger than me. Anna's
I know Brando, man.
50 years younger than me.
Yeah.
You're in your 20s, aren't you, Anna?
34.
Yeah, no, go ahead and say yes. You're in your 20s. That's
34.
It's the right thing to do.
No, I'm 34 already.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't remember how old I am. I think I'm 33.
I don't remember. Don't have an ID.
I might be 34. I can't remember.
Once in my life, I actually got confused.
I must be.
How old I was.
I think I've just turned 34 actually in November.
Yeah.
So we are the
I
same
must have
age.
done. 1986 November I was born.
Well, check with your green cheek. She'll know now.
1986, yes, and it's okay.
Yeah, 86. Yeah. I've just turned 34.
Best year, cannot be year.
Oh, hey, Alan. Speaking of the cat, there he is, making his appearance.
Oh, cute. He's on the chair.
Yeah, he's hanging there.
I thought he was on your shoulder then.
They've never climbed on me, except when I first adopted them. I went to the shelter to adopt them, and actually my criteria for who to adopt were whoever climbed up on me the highest, fastest. So this guy got one of the spot.
Happy Dogs made a mistake there.
33 stone.
No. 34 stone, motherfucker.
Cup of tea's on it. Marlon Brando, North American Marlon Brando. Actually, it's a lookalike association, but Lovers works too.
Fat Belly says,
Amla.
Anna, you're the age of his youngest daughter, so I wonder how old his oldest daughter is. I'm guessing 40. But I
Maybe.
guess
Fat Belly.
Hayden always said Last Dance was old, but fucking Fat Belly is old as a motherfucker right there, man. Jeez.
Yeah, I
Last
mean,
Dance?
well,
I don't know.
Fat Belly fathered his first child when he was only 10 years old, so he's not that old.
Last Dance is about 60 or something.
I'll pay for that, no doubt.
God knows.
Say again, Anna. We won't talk.
This guy, Last Dance, is, I don't know, I assume he's more than 60. Because he's still stuck in the Cold War, you know? His mind is like 30 years ago.
Really?
He's just studious. He's under 60.
Yeah,
Not yet, Togo.
He is. I'm pretty sure he's under 60.
he
Why?
sounds like that.
Anna, have you been listening the last few weeks, even though you haven't come on?
Unfortunately, I couldn't. I was not here.
But you don't have internet where you go?
I just forgot about this. I'm really sorry. I was not very on my own stuff. Not the car and all the other shit I have to do.
Wow.
Okay.
Fat Belly got married when he was 17. I'm sorry, Anna. I interrupted. Go ahead.
No, please.
Big mistake, Fat Belly. I'm sorry for you, mate.
Making jokes. Just making jokes.
Yeah, 17. Damn, Fat Belly. Sounds like what we would call a shotgun wedding here in the States.
So,
Oh, she was pregnant. Well, good for you, mate. Well done.
preggers. Marry when they're
Good,
preggers.
good for you for stepping up, I suppose. But geez, 17, that's early.
I'm 54, he says.
Yeah.
Well,
Damn.
you know, I was only 7 years off.
Same age as my dad.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, no shit. So 33. Unbelievable. Yeah, the math does work, but damn, dude. Wow. That's crazy. I mean, he's the one who could be easily a great grandfather if he, stays alive. That's cool. Oh, okay. Here we go. I'm going to put it up just because it's funny. Dirty motherfucker.
I was commending him for being faithful and marrying the girl who got pregnant. You dirty, dirty man.
Right, it's good. Just add her to the, like there's the mom and you can add the daughter too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's even worse because it was his daughter's grandma.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You don't have to look to details, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of guys have the old horn dog, memories.
Anna, Happy Dog HD's got a question for you here. Do you have a OnlyFans account?
What does he mean? My account is this one.
No, OnlyFans is a new thing. Like the celebrities all have it.
Am I a celebrity?
Well, some people who aren't celebrities get on there and can make like a shitload of money by doing certain things.
Gamer girls make most money.
What do you mean?
Serious?
Like fuck people and kill them?
Wouldn't think that.
No, they post photographs of themselves,
Right.
in underwears and stuff.
Yeah, that
I
rapper.
don't think they make money with this, but anyway.
I believe Cardi B makes like $7 million a month or a week or some bullshit like that.
I'm sure if Susan Boyle could make money on OnlyFans, then so could you, Anna.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? Anyway.
So what it is, Anna, is like these people will basically, I think they release a photograph, and in order to see it, you have to pay like $3 or $5. But obviously, if you have like 5 or 10 million people, that adds up to a ton of money every time. There was an actress a while back who put one up who said, if you want to see this, you have to pay your $2 or whatever.
But that is prostitution or not?
And
It's not prostitution, it's pornography.
Yeah, it's pornography.
No?
It's not prostitution. It's just an image. It's a photograph. I bet you take photographs of yourself all the time. Just
You
you
know
don't
what happens?
don't capitalize on it.
Look, I work in a school, you know. If I put photographs of myself,
That's why it's behind a
people's
paywall.
parents
No,
see
but it's behind a paywall. Children aren't going to be able to get it because you have to have a credit card to get in. You've got to be over 18.
But if the parents see that,
And it doesn't have to be pornographic. It could
No, it
be-
doesn't have to be.
It could be you literally sitting there eating whatever he said, bratwurst or knockwurst or whatever. You don't
you
have
know,
to be.
like my naked photographs. You just have to Google, like, I don't know. my naked photographs.
Google what?
Same.
Oh, there you go. Anna could make a calendar wearing uniforms. That's funny. Just different historical German uniforms. Nothing offensive.
I have a lot of
But she could make money wearing furry outfits.
Furry. Furry or fairy.
My uncle
Furry
was-
or fairy. Fairy's completely covered. How can you call that pornographic?
All right.
Look, I have a lot of uniforms because my uncle was an officer in the East German Army. So there are a few uniforms that I could
Yeah,
use,
you
yeah.
mentioned
But
that.
I'm not sure if that is really interesting. I don't know.
I've given myself a laugh trying on my old, U.S. Army, jacket. I can get one arm in, and I can sort of get it halfway over a shoulder. It's like, no, it's not going on. When I was in the military, I weighed about 165 to 170, and now I weigh literally 100 pounds more than that. So those pants and that jacket do not fit me. The old Class A uniform doesn't quite fit.
What was your area of expertise?
My military occupational specialty was medical supply. I was a 76J. Army,
Nice.
actually, Army Medical Reserves was the service that, branch of the service that I served in, and I never deployed. Every time I've ever discussed that or written about it on LiveLeak, I've never tried to steal valor. I've never pretended that I went to an active area of hostilities. I've never pretended any, awards and medals beyond, the tiny little achievements that I achieved.
Sure.
So, but I did.
At the time, were you like a lost soul, like looking for something to do? Did you have a purpose?
Yeah,
Pay for school? Or
Yeah, I had lived for 8 years in Gainesville, and at the end of 8 years, totally, my sober story, totally sober, ex-athlete, 3 years of college, I was making like 50 cents over minimum wage. And it was driving me crazy because I knew I had a lot to offer, and so I just said, okay, I'm going to go alternative conservative. When you think alternative living, most of the time you think alternative liberal, and just like hippies and such. But there's another type of alternative living, and that's alternative conservative, and so that's what I did. And
Sure.
Lost. Lost is a good term for what was happening, and I got behavioral direction. Basically soldiers learn how to pop and snap, and that sort of carries over into civilian life where I was good to go, shit wrap tight. That was when I started my own trade business,
right.
and it took about 1.5 years, 2 years, but all of a sudden, I was making money well above minimum wage, and I was also having, I don't know if any of you or on the sidebar have owned independent businesses, but when you do, you get to manipulate the cash, and you get to do all. So
Let me tell you a story about my independent business.
Oh, shit.
I had an independent business for the whole of I think it was 3 months. Would you like to know how much I made?
yes,
Zero. I made a website. I had all the. It was a drop shipping company.
big money there.
I was selling pet supplies specifically for parrots, and nobody would buy the items that I had for sale
Oh,
because all of the items was too expensive.
Yeah,
Because
business startups many times fail. I have a story after you're done. If you're, when you finish.
that's it, I'm done. And I made zilch. I didn't get a single sale.
I did all right with my trade business, blue collar from 85 until 98. I did all right, but basically when I had the collapse that I had, at that point, I didn't get to sell that business as an asset. Then I had a real good, from 2004 to 2013, I did very well with the insurance agency, and I got to sell that, for a very nice sum of money. But with my now ex-wife, we started a convenience store. That was basically her area of expertise, and I thought she was going to really be able to make us money. I ate $60,000 on that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I said I didn't make it. I actually lost like 50 quid because I bought 2 catalogs of items that I could sell. And basically a warehouse, I'd made a deal with a warehouse that they would ship out my items for me if I sell them. And the prices, I just couldn't make money on them. I couldn't lower the prices enough to compete with the people that had obviously bought them in themselves and, like in bulk.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it takes some type of real skill set or a good or good luck along with perseverance, to make.
I mean, I spent a good year researching warehouses and trying to find out where I could get stock, and I found this warehouse that would do drop shipping, and I thought, I'm in here, I've got a good idea, it'll work, but nobody'd pay the RRP from a nondescript website, I suppose.
Sure.
Right. It's hard to promote it. It's hard to promote it. Hard to wear all the hats.
I had a Facebook store and I had eBay. I think I lost a lot of money on eBay. I listed about 300 items on eBay, and nothing sold.
It just didn't happen, huh? Well,
no.
Sorry about that.
I tried for 3 months. I must have lost maybe 100 quid, but it's a lot less than what some people lose trying to start a business, I suppose.
DAFTA69, who are you asking to repeat that?
Not sure.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Well, we'll wait for him to answer. I ran a business about 6 years ago, since we're on the subject, and I did painting and remodeling and carpentry, and I got in with a company doing insurance remodels or disaster relief sort of shit.
Right.
And that was like feast or famine. It was a bad winter. You got more work than you could even get close to completing. And then, of course, once things mellowed out, it was, no work. But I was able to balance between that and my website and other stuff. I did pretty well. I had an employee. I took taxes out. I paid his taxes. I paid my taxes. That was the tough part. You'd get way ahead at some parts of the year. And then tax time would come around and you'd be like 12 grand, 15 grand, whatever it was. You had to pay that. Or it just became more. You know how it is, George.
Yes.
They start penalizing you right away.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Every year of the insurance agency, I used a CPA, and I also used a bookkeeper. And that bookkeeper, saved my bacon when it came time to sell the business. If a person doesn't have a white collar business properly accounted for with proper sets of books, they're not going to get it sold properly. And I mean, I made a lot of right moves, and I tell you, I'm not a big secret. I'm not that sophisticated, but I mean, I was dead set on succeeding. So I knew the basic right things to do. And I mean, it would take too long to tell you just how lucky I got. The different scenarios in the early years of the agency that all fell in place in order to let me compete with long established agencies. It was miraculous. It was really miraculous.
So it was one of the business I tried doing, which was garden services. I got one job. I got one job, and I quoted them £25, thinking it'd take me half an hour. It took me 8 hours, and I had to come the next day, and I had to fix my dad's edge trimmer because I broke it while I was on the job. So
I'll be right back.
I lost money on that as well.
Damn, dude.
Well, you know what business I had? My business was selling Bulgarian pharmaceutical products
Ooh.
online, like this one. This one, you see? This is like liquid meth, you know?
Oh,
Ephedrine
don't move,
hydrochloride.
don't move. Ephedrine hydrochloride, yeah.
Yes.
That's in a cream?
Yeah, I use it all the time. It's very nice.
Damn. Yeah,
So you
they don't
go
sell
to Bulgaria?
ephedrine. Over here, they only sell pseudoephedrine, and they sure as shit don't sell it in a cream.
Shit.
Yeah.
Bulgaria is €2. Here you can sell for €15.
Do they still legally sell Sudafed, as in pseudoephedrine?
They do here in the States, but not the real stuff, not ephedrine or ephedrine. They don't sell that here anymore.
So it's not the stuff that makes you a little bit high?
In Bulgaria, you get the real deal. It says ephedrine, this ephedrine. And
I used to get my ephedrine tablets. This was about 10 years ago, but there was like the plant-based ephedrine, like pure ephedrine.
Where?
Jeez.
From the East?
Say again?
Where? From Europe or in the US?
I don't know where they was from. I bought them off of some guy. Some
Wow,
street guy.
Straight guy. That's safe.
I got 150 little tiny tablets of ephedrine for I think I paid about 200 quid for 150 tablets of pure ephedrine.
Trust me.
Yep.
Better is this cream, because if you use that, it does what it should do, you know, without any additional tablets. You have to process yourself, right?
I was using the ephedrine for to raise my heart rate while I was at the gym.
Yeah, but
Jesus.
it doesn't. I don't think it does what it should do, right? It's not to get you high, no?
Oh no, these weren't for getting me high. These were for raising my blood my heart rate.
So what I showed you, this cream is supposedly for your nose if you have a cold, yeah?
It's decongestion.
Basically, it is just a little helper, you know?
Mother's little helper.
Yes.
You know what? You know that song by the Rolling Stones?
Of course.
You know what it's about? Any idea?
About drugs, I guess.
Valium. Mother's little
Valium.
helper was
Bulgaria
Valium.
also in Bulgaria, you can buy Valium also in the pharmacy.
Damn, Bulgaria. Can you get good weed there?
Yes, it's legal.
It's legal in Bulgaria?
My father is from Bulgaria. You know, the old age here.
Yafaja?
My father, yes.
Faja. Isn't that Dr. Evil?
Yeah. Yes.
Faja.
It might be gold member.
No.
Yeah.
The one who beat me, yeah? Whatever you want to say it. Anyway, he has a new family, but I go there each year and I shop and I sell shit in Germany. That's how I make a little bit of money, yeah?
Oh, okay. I see. Keep that on the DL, as they say.
No, I don't need to, because many people do it. It's not only me.
Okay,
So-
cool. Alrighty then.
Alrighty then.
The really cool people, they sell other
Alrighty then.
That was Jim Carrey, right? No, he did that.
Like a glove.
stuff. Yeah. It's true.
Jim Carrey.
Alrighty then.
So it was The Mask. Was that The Mask?
That
Yeah,
might.
mostly.
I was doing Ace Ventura: Pet Detective first.
Okay, Ace Ventura. Right on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a glove.
That's a good one. And I'll never be able to see that woman the same. Who was that woman? Because she's very attractive. But when they turn her around at the end and she has like the bulge in her underwear, they're like, oh no.
You're on about the detective or the lieutenant.
Yeah, the lieutenant. Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know her name. The actor. I don't know that actress.
Oh, I
I
gotta look it up.
can't remember her name in film either, but she's She's like Dan Marino or something, isn't she? But like dressed as a woman.
No, Ray Finkel.
Ray Finkel. That's it. Yeah.
Ray Finkel. Ace Ventura.
That woman is a man.
Exactly.
Check out Mr. Winky.
You're winky.
Who is it here? There's a picture. Sean Young. Yeah, she is cute, man. Sean Young. When they find out it's a guy, all the cops are like, they're trying to get, because they all made out with their own more. You know? Great scene. Stupid, hilarious, legendary movie. It's like almost as good as Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber is just out of this world, but it's on that level of comedy. You just got to sit back and just fucking be ready to laugh, you know?
I posit that Ace Ventura is better than Dumb and Dumber.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I would go Dumb and Dumber all day long on that. But they're both great. I'll give you
Dumb
that.
and Dumber was great, but I think Ace Ventura is better.
It was more outlandish, if you could say that. Obviously, like Dumb and Dumber, where they were attempting to be, obviously, where they were idiots, but Ace Ventura was this off-the-wall fucking character. Basically, he created, you know, that with the hair and pets and all that shit. When he goes into the
to me,
house,
my jungle friends.
Right. That's what you want to be, Biscuit, with the bird.
Oh, that's right. An otter, a beaver, a penguin.
So you have a bird and a dog. Do you have a cat?
No, that'd be just ridiculous.
And the hamster's pushing up daisies, right?
Yeah, that's dead. Yeah, no more mini mammals anymore.
All right.
Mumbles.
Are you planning on a new mammal or a new possibly reptile? Nothing? Spider? I had a red-haired tarantula in college. It was cool. We fed it.
Maybe if the dog dies, I'll get a ferret.
Ferret. Oh, yeah, because that pit bull would tear the thing apart, right?
Yep.
I know you
I did have a ferret once, but the little thing was it were adorable, but it stunk to high heaven, so it will be living outside.
Hey, Steve, what's the sister, sedative to Valium? There's another one that's very much.
Prelude?
No, that's a good guess. No, it's another one. It's usually very small. The doses go from 0.25 up to about 2.5, and it's very strong.
Klonopin?
But anyway, I got into trouble 2 different times. Once in 2002.
Xanax?
That's it, Xanax. I got into trouble with Xanax in 2002 and again in 2014.
You mean in trouble you got into doing them a little too much?
In one, in 2002 I blacked out, and I mean totally inadvertent. I mean it just, there's that old saying, the man takes a drug, the drug takes the drug, the drug takes the man, and that does happen totally. I mean, and the man of course always has to take responsibility for it, but I had minimal consequences for the 2002 one, and also for the 2014 scenario where I had an argument half out of my mind, and it wasn't a blowout argument. It was just very weird, and I will admit it's 6 years old now, but I didn't point the weapon, but I brandished a weapon, a firearm. I put it on the TV tray beside me, and it was just there, and I was just being creepy under the influence, zombie weird, and that could have been, I don't think I ever got her trust back. I haven't ever, put her down to you guys, but, I don't think I ever got her trust back after that,
right.
To be honest. I mean, that's pretty intense. You don't ever do that.
Right.
And I didn't. I was almost not even conscious when I did it.
Yeah. I mean,
so that's my calamity. Go ahead. Excuse me.
From what you've told us, limited stuff, that basically there was issues on both sides, and shit just was unbalanced between, and shit happens,
yeah, it was. I tried to make something happen in my mind relative to idealizing her when I first, I mean,
Cup of tea with Anasol.
they that's right. For the butt hurt.
Yeah.
This is actually Tiger behind me, not Beast.
Ooh.
And Beast is right down there. I'm not going to move the camera, but he's right there, and I won't pick him up either because it's just no reason to bug him. But yeah,
Right.
both my cats are within. Of course, she's less than a foot away from me, and he's about 2 feet away from me. So they're sort of hanging out. They're acting like they're hungry, but I've done some evaluation recently of their dietary needs, and I changed their food to a better, much higher quality food that has better balance and protein and yada yada. So they're just going to have to sit here and quietly.
I'll give you a bit of advice, George.
Oh, okay.
My grandma had a cat who survived to be 20. I think she was 28 before she died a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And all she was fed was pure cooked chicken, nothing else.
Oh yeah. Do I have a shot at her?
What, my grandma? she died.
Oh damn. Yeah.
She died before the cat did.
Yeah. I joined Match.com about midweek. I finally said, okay, I'm going to let Match.com pimp out some ladies for me.
To be fair, George, it's the wrong time in your life to be dating right now.
Oh no, it's fine. I've been divorced for 2 years now.
I don't care about any of that. I'm on about the lockdown.
Oh, you just don't. You just don't want to imagine senior citizens having sex. That's your.
Oh no, I don't mind. I don't mind all that.
That's a wise course of action to take.
You want to come to Germany?
Oh yes, I do. I'll come and court a young lady.
My
Not young. Anyway.
Yeah.
My dad got a lady partner when he was 65, and and they've been together ever since. So happy as ever in Florida. Other coast from you, Georgie, but they're happy as ever.
Yeah, you told me you have family that comes down to Florida periodically, and
me, I go down there to visit them, but that hasn't happened in too long. So you know that old fucking story.
Oh yeah, it's this is weird. Just weird things like Biscuit was saying. The COVID is an issue,
right?
And
I mean, as soon as the vaccines brought everything back into normality, you go for it, brother. You find yourself a girl to don't marry him again.
Apparently,
But,
yeah. I'm not
let's boost it up here with another guy. Last Dance.
Hey, how's it going, Last Dance?
Last
Good evening, everybody.
Last Dance. All right. What's up, dude? Of course, I want 5. He says in the private. If you don't want 5, it's okay. I want fucking 10, dude.
5 is an ugly number.
5's good.
Well, what Match.com has now done, apparently, because I always use a VPN. I think that I looked at their facts, and apparently you're not supposed to mask the location of your IP. So I'm literally blocked. After 3 days, they've blocked me, for being a bad man. It's like, God damn.
That's not fair though, because you should be allowed to protect your privacy while you
right. Well, I mean, I can see, they don't want weird, scenarios playing out, and it's a vulnerable population.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the location spoofing of VPN, but what about the internet security?
Part
of it. There is one way you can get around it, and that's putting your VPN on your router instead of on your PC.
That's the same thing as a router. Cipher this for those over here.
Router?
I'll translate.
Get all Roto on it. Roto router.
Roto router.
Roto router.
No, when we say router, we mean the machine that cuts lines off things.
We use the
that would
same
be a
word
great
for
name
both.
for
That's
a piece.
right, a router.
A computer or technology repair company, Roto Router. That would be pretty good, man.
A router and a router.
Right, Steve, that's great. You gotta trademark that.
Really? Shit.
Sell franchises for Roto Router.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen some interesting plays on words with things like that, you know? That was
Yeah.
not bad.
Well, Match has this shit, customer service where 8 to 5 weekdays. So, I didn't, I was sort of being casual, and I had this woman, I were going to set the call. She lives about 70 miles away. And, by the time that I figured out that I'd been blocked, I tried to call the number. Oh, working at, you get the, robo answer. And then I emailed them and got, this ridiculous robo response. And now, and then they said, email again, just hit return if we didn't answer your question. So, I reiterated what my problem was. And after I talked with them, I figured out that it has to, I didn't misbehave in any way. I didn't do any inappropriate tech. Yeah.
So what do you have to do? Get a version of Internet Explorer and go through Internet Explorer when you go on there? Would that work?
I have to talk to them on Monday, and apparently, they don't want any VPNs or proxies when they're, that's got to be what it is, when their customers, relate to them. What am I trying to say? Relate to them is not the right word. When they connect with them. And I mean, it sort of makes sense to me. I mean, again, because you can have, the kind of scams that can be played on vulnerable men and women. I mean, old men fall for, the love scams just as much as old ladies do. The old men are susceptible to the Russian, dating scams. The Pacific Rim, folk are always after, arranged, situations where they ask for money ahead of meeting and things like that.
So
what VPN are you using?
He said rim.
They really want your IP address, right? Yeah, before you go anywhere.
They'll do real rim jobs on you if you don't watch out.
What VPN are you using, George?
What is it? I don't even know the name. Virtual Shield, I think.
All right, I've never heard of that. I use an Express VPN.
And actually, I'm not even connected to it right now because in order to send emails on my email program, I have to disconnect. And I just recently sent outbound emails.
I have to turn mine off so I can use Amazon Prime Video.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, they get buggy, the different services.
It works fantastic with Netflix, just doesn't work with Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Strange.
Yep.
Huh.
All that techie stuff.
So you have a smart TV, Biscuit?
No.
No.
Nope. I have a PC hooked up to a 50-inch plasma TV and a 42-inch, and a 42-inch LCD as well. I've got two screens plugged onto my PC.
Right, so your PC can run movies or whatever through either screen.
That's right, yeah.
So my favorite enemy came on this show now. Huh?
Oh, here we go.
After all this time. I imagined you as like a dumb American, and you are a dumb American.
Dump or dumb?
Dump.
Dump.
Dump like bread.
Last Dance, I believe she's addressing you.
It's been about a year since I responded to her online. I don't think she notices that.
Yeah, fuck you.
But I still live rent-free in her mind, but I basically ignore her.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're the one who posted that you want to kill Russians. What'd you kill them with? Huh? Your gut?
His mind.
I think Russians should die with what's that chemical they use all the time?
Me?
I don't know.
C9?
The one chemical used in this guy would be Cyclone B.
The one, yeah, that one, whatever that's called. The one that killed Pelosi, is it?
Oh no, you're talking about Cyclonium B13.
Yeah. They should all die of that.
That was
not the people, but the government of Russia.
Our local TV station has a radar. I think it's called Klystron or something like that. It's like, are you kidding me? It sounds like a friggin' German, gas chamber gas.
Why are you thinking of Novichok?
No, he's thinking of the one polonium, I think.
Yeah, polonium.
Polonium
Polonium.
10.
The
Oh,
one
I-
that they used to
Polonium
kill
T.
Novichok, that's it,
secret
isn't it?
agents.
Novichok is the one used most recently.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
and everyone survives, you know? It's very deadly gas, but everyone, whatever, substance.
Well,
People
what's
survive
his name?
it. How do you survive it?
Vladimir Putin like outright denies it, but he's a lying cunt, and he needs to have a nasty end to him.
Take it easy, dude. They'll serve you up a weird fucking boiled eel or something. But
Nobody from Russia's watching this. It's all good.
I don't know.
I'm not so sure about that.
Listen, the first guy who actually died, the original spy who was in London, remember him? I think it was the polonium that they poisoned him with.
Litvenko, was that his name? Litvienko?
Yeah, they traced it back. They went back and they found enough trace element of it in like a teapot where he had eaten, I believe, or a teacup or something at a cafe in London.
There was-
I mean,
Yes.
It was a mess.
Every day we have adverts for I can't remember if it's a screenwrite or a radio thing of polonium and the piano player or something like that.
Yes, but
Something about the piano player.
What will the US do if a spy betrays them, right? You have a spy or whatever, someone who works in some ministry and he betrays the US. Do you think they will just give him flowers and chocolates or whatever?
well, they had the
Right?
couple in the 50s with
Jail,
the,
right?
what was the couple from the 50s? I think they had a Jewish last name. They killed him, right? They hung him
The
high.
Rosenbergs.
The Rosenbergs, right?
They were Jewish.
They were Jewish.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they sold, I think, shit to the Russians, right?
Absolutely.
They hung them high.
So
They did.
why should Russia not kill spies? What's the problem? I don't see a problem.
I don't know.
Right.
I guess they killed
actually-
the Rosenbergs. They killed in this country, and they hung them in a gallows. Russia went into a separate country and put
The
some highly
Rosenbergs-
poisonous shit.
Clandestinely,
The
also.
Rosenbergs were executed in the electric chair.
Wait,
Electric chair, okay.
Yeah.
where is this guy now? Skripal, where is he now? Is he alive? Is he dead? What happened to him?
Who?
You're nothing. Yeah? He's just gone.
Who?
Where is he? This guy, Skripal, this person that supposedly poisoned.
I
Where
don't
is
know.
he?
The Novichok
I don't
guy,
know.
Sergei Skripal.
I don't know.
Yeah,
he and his
this guy
daughter.
is-
I don't know.
We're hearing a
No.
conspiracy that he was never actually harmed or
I never say,
something
I
like-
didn't say he was not harmed. I just want to know what happened to him and his daughter, you know? I assume he's died. He should have died, right?
It's possible they're in hiding to prevent it from
What?
happening again.
He said it's possible they're in hiding. Jesus.
Yeah. But then they should speak out and just show themselves, no?
No, I think you're right.
Should?
They should.
To show how bad Russia is, no? Shouldn't they?
You're right.
Well, then
Well,
How
Russia,
hard would that be?
What do you think to Tom B's comment that Russia is a great scapegoat? Is that true? You think?
I don't know.
We just
Russia's
blame
not-
everything on Russia. Something goes wrong in the world, we blame Russia.
Look,
Is that how it
Russia
goes?
doesn't
I
need
blame
to
the
be
Middle
allied,
East. Forget Russia and China. The Middle East is nastier by far.
I blame
Did
Cypher
Russia
for
ever
most of my
claim to
problems.
be a democratic
Yeah, but-
state?
Aren't Russia also blamed for Middle East as well by saying we'll help you Middle East, we'll back you up.
The Middle East? It was not
Yeah,
for Russia, now ISIS
Ru-
rule anti-Middle
Ru-
East.
Russia backs up the Middle East, don't they?
All right,
Because
one thing. Let's bring out. We're on the Russia subject. Apparently, there was what the fuck. There was a fucking
There goes the lung.
massive. There
Pick
was
that
a
back up.
massive data breach recently, worldwide, U.S. There's a malware situation going on here.
The solar winds breach.
They think it's a Russian origin.
It's them
Right?
cosmic rays.
Well,
Gotta look out for the cosmic rays.
that would all be
I don't know.
good work on the part of the Russians. That's not a. That's just part of the game. And if
I'm
they do
surprised.
that,
I'm
they should be credited.
surprised. I'm surprised nobody's blaming Elon Musk with those Starlink satellites.
You could be the first.
All right.
I worship Elon Musk. I would never sully his name.
No,
Let's bring in our favorite Russian, Aphid Risky.
Aphid.
What's up?
Niet.
Yeah.
The Russian.
Trotsky Lenin beard. Hey,
There you go.
What's going on, guys?
It's going
How you
pretty
doing?
good.
Cheers.
Hello, sir.
See,
You've been
thanks for coming.
barbecuing this week, sir?
No, I've been
Not this week.
shopping.
Okay.
Now Aphid's on. Who's got the most glorious beard?
Not me. My beard is not great.
The most distinctive one goes to Aphid. You've got the bushy beard.
I have the best.
Thank you.
I have the best ear hair, if that's.
Nice.
I noticed that sticking out from behind your earphones.
Headphones are like this.
Exactly. It grows while we're talking.
Right.
It keeps the dirt out of your ears.
Does it?
Sure. That's what
Keeps
it's for.
the sound out of my ears.
My beard is not great, but at least it connects. It makes it the whole way up, so that's good enough,
30 years ago, my second wife wouldn't stop giving me shit about this big gray hair that was growing out of the top of my ear. It's like she just thought that was the funniest thing, wouldn't stop.
There's a way to fix that.
It's done.
You get rid of the wife, right?
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
So now Happy Dog is calling me Chinese Steve, or he's saying Chinese Steve. I'm not sure.
We
Chinese
need some punctuation.
Yeah.
I like Chinese Steve. I'd be a giant Chinese guy. I'd be like Yao Ming, but Yao Steve. Not really, because that guy was 7 fucking feet tall. But, you know what I mean.
I'm back in those damn Chinese IT stocks. I'm telling you.
Which one?
Can't resist it. Actually, it's the electric car, which I think it's EIO.
EIO?
EIEIO.
All right, English bottle cap. If that's the case,
That's McDonald's that made that car.
Yeah. Old
Let me go
McDonald's uses
Let me
that.
go look that sucker up.
show your beard, English
I'll
bottle
tell
cap.
you.
There's the line.
EIEIO.
All right, yeah. Fat Belly's Fat Belly actually laughing. That's cool.
NIO. It's not EIO. NIO. And
Yeah.
that is
I am weak, Happy Dog, so I need it.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, you're right. Punctuations for the week.
Well,
I
come
get that.
online, English bottle cap. Prove it.
I just said that. But that's cool.
Sorry.
I'm surprised Magic Sam hasn't come back with his awesome delays and glitches. I love that shit. It was great.
What about were it English D or something like that? Or
British B.
British B, that's it. I asked my friend to come and watch it. She doesn't have an account, but she watched it, and the first thing she said, "Who was that British B?" I was like, "No idea."
That guy, he had a broken nose that was broken more than once, or if not, it was horrendously broken at one time. And he had like 4 missing teeth across the front. And then he said he was from Blackpool. And I saw in the comments someone said Blackpool is nasty. I don't know Blackpool. Do you know this?
Blackpool is. I wouldn't say it were nasty. It's a resort, I would think.
Oh, it seemed to be that it was like a just shit town, fighting all day. No.
It's an old English resort. We've got like one of the biggest, like you have like Disneyland.
Yeah.
We've got Blackpool.
You have a mouse in a costume there?
No, it's a rat.
It's a rat. It's a rat, and he's not in costume. It's a real one.
Huge.
I think what we've got for what Blackpool's got is like it's got like the biggest roller coasters and stuff like that in UK.
Cool. So it's maybe more like the Jersey Shore, I'm thinking.
Maybe it's like a promenade with rides, like a beach on the like a beachside promenade with rides,
or what we might call a boardwalk. Or something.
Yeah.
Like Old Orchard Beach in Maine.
And it's got, I think it's got the Blackpool Tower, which is similar to the Eiffel Tower but smaller.
Nice. Probably quite a bit smaller. I would
Yeah.
think.
A lot smaller, yeah. Also, I think it's a venue
Just as the
for
Eiffel
like.
Tower, it's just a little small.
Do you know what Santa Pod is? Biscuit Vapes?
Yeah, it's Salt Flats, isn't it, in America?
No, Santa Pod. It's a dragway, a raceway there in the UK.
I thought that was in America, Santa Pod.
No, it's there, and you got the big windmills. Because I looked at it to see the equivalent to like Manchester.
I know they do like drag racing at Santa
Right,
Pod, don't
right,
they?
right.
Yeah. I was mistaken at first for the Salt Flats in America.
No, those are
For a moment.
those are called the Salt Flats.
Obviously.
Yeah, that's the Great Salt Lake, right?
Is that
Basically.
where what's his name now? Where The Last Indian, the film with him who did Hello Clarice. I forget. I've just gone blank.
Oh,
British
Anthony
actor.
Hopkins?
Anthony-
Anthony Hopkins did a film called The Last Indian where he did a historical like remake of,
Motorcycle.
of an Indian going fastest on salt flats.
But the Indian, is the Indian the motorcycle or is it the person?
It's the motorcycle.
Right.
Now there were 3 possibilities for that. Now we've narrowed it down.
He burnt his leg going like really fast on the salt flats.
On the Indian.
Sir
Yes.
Anthony Hopkins.
Thanks.
Yes, he is a sir. I apologise.
David Lip is offended.
Right. Exactly. Who else is a sir? There's
Sir
the guy-
Sean Connery is now dead.
He just died. He was awesome, man. Michael Caine, right? He's a sir.
Sir Richard Branson.
Is he a sir?
Is he?
Does Sir count in America? Since it's just our lonely queen over here that makes the night in.
No, we
Well,
don't understand what it even means. I don't think.
I don't know. I saw Sean Connery get sirred or knighted. Do you call it knighted, right?
I think it's knighted. Yeah, it's
Paul McCartney.
basically the
Yeah.
queen thinks, "Oh, you did something great. Here you go. Here's a knighthood."
Yeah, it
There's
was
different
cool.
levels, right?
That's a good question.
MBE
think it-
and CBE and
Yeah, I think it's just a
Jimmy.
it's a title of honor
right.
from the queen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sir Jimmy Savile.
Oh my God, he never got sir status, did he?
Sir
think so.
Ricky Gervais.
He should.
Yeah.
Agreed.
He might. He's pretty irreverent. I
Dude,
mean,
when-
I think he deserves it, but
When
He
he
does.
did what did he do? The Golden Globes for all those years? When he just tore
was
the
it-
ass out
just
of the
like-
celebrities? Oh,
like
I
2
love
years.
Like
I think.
last year.
No, he did the Tonys, didn't he? Not the Golden Globes.
both.
No, it wasn't the Tony. I mean, he might have done the
Oh.
Tonys, but he did
He
something
did,
else.
he did the Tonys 3 years, and he also. Oh no, I'm thinking of Neil Patrick Harris and James Corden. They did the Tonys.
Yeah.
I think it was the
They
Golden
all three
Globe.
look identical.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
think it was the
I
Golden
get them all
Globes.
confused all the time.
It was James Corden and thing. They're both fat guys, aren't they?
Yeah,
No, I
I think at one point, Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston were in the same room, and he made a joke, and it was like, "Whoa!" But at home, I'm like, "Yeah, get him! They're fucking rich. I don't give a fuck." You know, like that's what he would do. Just say the things that people aren't supposed to say to celebrities. That's
What
why
really
it
think about?
was
So
brilliant.
on the
They're
site,
really thinking.
on
We
the,
have an
in the,
update.
in the
Cup of
chat.
Tea and Martin both say that Savile was knighted.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Savile, huh?
Jimmy
Jimmy's-
Savile. He
But
was
then
a
again,
star.
then again, is it Philip? He was also one of them the kiddie fiddlers, wasn't he? Is it Philip?
King
No,
Philip.
no, not King Philip.
Aphidlip?
Prince Philip. No, not Prince Philip. Prince
Queen
George.
husband?
Get sleepy, Anna.
The one who was
yeah, yeah.
invited with what's
Andrew.
his name? Prince Andrew. That's it.
That's him.
With-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely guilty. He says no, but
Yeah.
I saw
He was caught with Jeffrey Epstein, wasn't he?
exactly.
I saw a movie. What do they call it? The official movie banner for like Ocean's 11, the poster. but somebody had changed all the faces, and it was "Oh, she's 11," and it had Jimmy Savile and Bill Walkman and all these other fucking perverts. Prince Andrew. It was pretty sick, but pretty goddamn funny in that.
There was a photo of Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump. Do you reckon he's been involved with it too?
It was just a bunch of pervs all walking together and like looking exactly like the Ocean's 11, but oh, she's 11. Really sick, but I mean, I found it funny.
But what I'm saying is, do you think Donald Trump's involved with it since he took photos with Jeffrey Epstein?
Well, he said he wished that one chick well. That was like
Ghislaine Maxwell.
I mean, the one thing that got me was the fact that he said he'd do his daughter if she wasn't his daughter.
That was weird. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
I think every guy says that.
No, hell no. How could you even think that way?
I'm just kidding.
Wait, Hayford, don't you have daughters?
No, I have a son.
Oh, that's all right then.
If Hayford left is defending Trump, you might be a little suspicious.
Right. Sarcasm meter turned off. What are you vaping there, Biscuit? Some weed, or is that just tobacco? Or
I don't know where my bottle is. I'm vaping Hulk's blood.
Hey, Biscuit, I don't think 130 decibels is quite enough volume.
Am I really loud?
No, you don't sound that loud to me.
Sounds perfect in my ears.
Yeah.
Well, then let me turn my volume down.
The dulcet
I'm
tones of
outvoted here.
It might be loud, but Biscuit's musical voice is soothing to everybody's ears.
Oh, yeah. Tanner, baby,
See, there
sick
you
a
go.
saver under the tree for me. Hurry down the chimney tonight.
Yeah, my volume was
For the
jacked
money.
up.
I sure wish we had some mistletoe.
Happy Dog is a bad man. That's all I'm going to say.
He's rich, man. He's rich.
If I'm laughing, it's because Happy Dog is a bad man.
I know.
He
Because
says
then I
he
think
shaved
you're
his
laughing at me. I hit a good one. Last Dance is laughing. No, he's laughing at Happy
Look
Dog.
at
Still
over
trying
the-
to figure out what
look
he's
at that
dealing to get
potential.
all those extra funds. he
He
gets
said
on that little. He gets on that little scooter, goes around. Here you go, man. Okay, give me the money. Okay, here we go. Here you go, man. I know.
He
Gotta
says he
be.
shaved off his beard. I'd like to see that.
I'd love to see that guy. I'd love to see him pop on sometime randomly. I'll just put the old Linky Poo down here.
I'll be back right in a second, just going for
He
a
won't. He's too chicken.
tinkle.
He's too
Who's
chicken.
that? Who's that?
Happy Dog.
He's come on before.
A long
He
time
won't-
ago.
He won't do it.
Yeah, he won't. He'll come on.
He was on the Drown Tech thing I went on a couple weeks ago.
Was he
Yeah, you
on
mentioned that.
just video or just audio? You said?
Audio, correct.
Oh, just audio.
But
I can't remember
He's,
Happy
he's
Dog,
embarrassed
you
of
know?
his looks.
Drown Tech might
Better
come
look
on
at than
tonight.
me. Hell, and I guess
Yeah,
I
sure,
just have
Happy
no
Dog.
shame. That's my problem.
Fat belly, funny guy. I went on Drown Tech's Thursday night, and he had a BLM. I think he had an Antifa guy, and he had all his people there, and he was like interviewing BLM Antifa as well as his own follower people on Discord. And it was pretty interesting, but I'd love to have the guy on here so he could talk about it a
He
little
had
bit.
one of them terrorists on, huh?
Dude, it was interesting. I'll tell you that, to hear the complete
Opposite world.
he basically said he was for defunding police, and the whole crowd was like, okay, let's go, fuck this.
Yeah,
But it was like, let's hear the guy out, and Drown Tech was cool. Like, okay, just explain yourself. We're gonna give you time here. You're talking to the other side here. Like, tell us what you're talking about. It was totally interesting, but it was definitely off the wall, man.
I'm sorry I missed it. Sounds like it would have been good.
It was interesting, man. I mean, I stuck around as long as I could. I had been working like a dog that day, so I had to kill it at some point. But
Why do people say that? My dog, he just sits and sleeps 18 hours a day. He's never worked a moment in his life.
Is that a Russian wolfhound by chance?
My dog?
Yeah.
He's a what's it called? A golden doodle.
No.
He's a marshmallow with fur.
Yeah. They're cute. Is he friendly?
He's very friendly. He's too friendly.
Yeah.
If he jumps, does he have the jumping problem?
No, he doesn't.
Good. That's the biggest thing. If a dog doesn't jump and he's friendly, he's fine. I hate when they fucking jump. That drives me nuts.
It scares children too.
Yes, it does.
Scares my
Hell, that get those claws, And they don't claw like a feline claws, but just stupidly they rake. Oh, how are you doing?
He's a big dog. He's like 85 pounds, and
If
if you're a kid and you're like 3 feet tall, it's like you and I having a T-Rex come up to us and jump on you.
That one time that you introduced him to everybody, he had a real sleek look to him, real pretty dog.
He knows he's cool too. He knows he's a rock star.
Aphid, how many dogs do you have, dude?
3.
She's still there, man.
They're both. 2 of them are right here by my legs right now. They just won't leave me alone.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I've been gone all day, so they're missing me.
I can't believe you go to stores for all your Christmas gifts.
I don't do online stuff.
You don't, huh?
Everything I bought was online this year.
A little bit, but we were for years we didn't want to put our credit card on the internet.
How about like Amazon? Do you guys have an Amazon?
Yeah,
account?
I actually have an Amazon Prime account, but I hardly ever use it.
You don't.
Why is that?
I got it by mistake when I first signed up, and then we were like, oh, look, you can get these free movies and TV shows. So we kept it. Plus, it's convenient because when you get stuff, they treat you like totally different than if you don't have one. And you get like free 1-day shipping all the time. But I order I don't know.
This is my daughter's Christmas present.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
What is
that?
That's for my daughter. Chromebook, yeah. Lenovo Chromebook.
Nice.
Beautiful.
It's all ready to go.
178 quid.
Nice.
Oh, that's a good one.
Second hand.
Oh, it's second hand and it's still that much?
Yeah.
That must be really nice then.
Oh, yeah. I've even got a wireless mouse for it as well.
Cool.
Congratulations. Did you use like a Facebook Marketplace or something, or?
Oh, you ever heard of CEX, Computer Exchange?
No, we might not.
It's like a.
Might be a UK.
It's like a pawn shop, but more.
Oh, really?
Porn shop?
Yeah, PAWN pawn shop.
Everybody needs more porn shop in their computer shopping.
It's specific for computers, and it's like a big brand that's all over the country.
I'm curious though. I haven't put it 2 and 2 together. What makes it like a porn shop? I'm still confused.
You take it in, get cash like your old stuff, and then you can buy stuff from them.
That sounds like
you can take credit, maybe get a little bit more if you take store credit than if you just walk out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
You can't like just hook in, get money as like a loan, but you take it in and you can get more as if you want to buy something else with what you've got. They'll give you like an extra 30%.
Right. Yeah, they say that on Pawn Stars. Do you want to sell it or do you want to pawn it?
Pawn, not porn.
PAWN.
I thought he was saying porn. I'm like, I still don't understand what. Like, what porn shop takes your used pornos?
I did say PAWN.
Okay, I missed
Dude,
that. I'm sorry.
I've been smoking the whole time, bro. You must be gone.
I've been shopping all day. I've had a mask on all day.
I got you. You're deprived of oxygen.
Man, I feel after having it, like I had it on more today than I probably have this whole time because I was in stores so much today. And I feel for the chicks like working. If you work at a place where you have to wear a mask all day, that sucks, man. I feel for you.
know.
Why?
That's every place. Just
they've got to show
because it just sucks, man. Breathing and having that hot air on your face. The whole
they've
time.
got to give them with them wearing masks all day. Surely they've got to have more breaks.
I guess I could see having a panic attack.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
I work in a school. I don't wear it.
You don't. That's good. Don't have to.
That's it.
Oh, you just sort of wear it.
At my daughter's school, they wear face shields instead of masks.
I
It
see
sucks.
that.
It sucks. Don't do that.
Face shields are so much more comfortable. They're away from your face and they allow the air to circulate.
No, but all of this does not have any effect.
Oh, it does. If someone coughs in your face, it's going to splatter onto the screen, not into your mouth.
What is the difference between this and the common flu each year? Nothing.
What are you talking about?
Here in America, usually we have like 60,000 deaths, and we're going to have like 400,000 by the time
I think
the
a
year's
full
up.
face splatter guard is better than a mask in some ways.
Better is to have your nose free and breathe as you want.
Anna, don't put your hands in front of your mouth. Get right down in front of the mic. Project your voice. You got the new microphone. Get it out there. We can
Different
find
voice.
Yeah.
Sit on a tack, it might help.
Let's see.
That was aphid.
Oh, that's right. Last Dance. You guys have been fans of each other for years, haven't you?
Best
I know he
buds.
doesn't actually.
Frenemies.
I'm surprised you guys aren't just chatting it up the whole time, shutting us all out.
No, they're being
Nice.
respectful
Nice.
and intelligent.
No,
Years,
Right.
years. These two have been just like best
right.
friends.
Respectful and intelligent.
Look,
If you're at a bar and someone you don't necessarily like comes in, do you go over and just fucking smash a bottle over their head? No, you just
Not
relax.
until I've been drinking.
Right. Well, I mean, when we get to that point, throw a bottle diagonally up in that direction. Damn it.
don't know
The wrong way.
I think Last Dance is a lover.
I
Now,
am.
I don't know about Anna. She,
expected him to
Anna's
be
a
like
lover too.
70 years old.
Deep
Like,
down, Anna's a lover. That's all there is to it.
Last Dance, is there any story to your name?
Not at all. Absolutely none. I was just going through names, and I just, just stream of consciousness, and I picked that one out of the stream.
It's dramatic. It's dramatic as fuck, dude. Like Last Dance.
Even my name has a story to it.
Mine does not. It's totally random.
My
Last
short
Dance.
story.
Have you ever had an account that had 420 in it? Last Dance.
No, I have not. I did have another account on Live Leak before Last Dance.
Did you? What was
Yep.
it? How long has your Last Dance been on there for?
I think since 2011, maybe.
Oh wow.
So,
An old
one
timer.
question. Why did you ask for people to kill Russians? Can you explain it to me? Don't like to know. If I say
Probably just
Jews,
trolling.
it's so crazy, right? But if I say kill Russians, it's okay. Is it not? Can you explain to me what the difference is between Jews and Russians?
Oh,
Is it
big
different
difference.
or not?
Big difference.
Unless they're Jewish
how about
Russians.
You said kill Russians. Like, keep calm and kill Russians. That's what you say.
That's a good one.
What?
I would have up-liked that.
I don't hear it. You're doing silence.
I think he's going to avoid this line of questioning because it
Because
doesn't
he's
seem.
He's in a state of zen right now. I would
a Nazi motherfucker. That's what he
leave
is.
him alone.
Excuse me, Anna.
Yeah.
I don't know, Anna. Like you go off in these crazy tangents sometimes, you know.
Yeah, I have
She's
screenshots.
tame
I
on
know
here. She's extremely tame
He
on
knows
here.
a lot.
I give her a lot of credit though. She's
Claims that he worked in the in the U.S. Defense Ministry. If I believe that, then I
I
believe
claim
that.
I'm retired.
I think Lost Francis drunk. He made a big boo boo then.
Retired for sure, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure what you said, but for sure, anyways. Let's see.
Yeah, American, so retired by default. I'm sorry, but
All right. Syrian channel. He's talking about Live Leak. Yeah. I remember in the old Live Leak, it had all of the countries that had a war or a recent war going on listed at the top underneath the main categories. So you could click on Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria. You guys remember that, right?
yeah. Anna was the only
They
one.
used to have. They gradually got rid of them. The first thing it did was disable commenting on them, and then they started to get rid of them.
The country specific.
Why did
Yeah,
they get
but
why did they
Syria.
get rid of commenting on them?
You think it's me?
No, I don't think
Just
it's
it's
I
the
think
international community, as more and more focus came onto live leak through activists, there begin to be reporting to authorities, I think, and that was the whole thing. That I don't know exactly which regulatory bodies gained power, but there were some enormous regulatory changes back around 2018 or so. And when that happened, all of this scrambling began to happen on live leak, and all those channels that were rowdy and controversial channels began being moderated down to a draconian level. It to this day, I mean, it's sort of happening. I still can't post, gifs, whichever, and memes, JPEGs, and somebody was making fun of me saying JPEG. So if someone wants to tell me how to say JPG, you can do
That's
it.
right, JPEG.
Yeah, JPEG, and I can no longer post those on LiveLeak at all. I have to just do text based, and I can do links, and I can do, what do they call those, polls if I want to. But I can do graphic stuff on individual channels, but not on the main channels at all. It's like I'm being, stuck, moderated, I guess is the right word. I don't know what I did to twonk off the moderators. I guess it's just being a little too rowdy.
I don't
David
know.
was the moderator.
People thought that. People thought
It could be the ones where I had Michelle Obama with the big dick sticking out of her dress. That could have been the one.
my channel, like you can't leave a comment on it anymore. I didn't do it.
Yeah, I mean,
somebody asked me to change it, and I was like, I mean, it was like 3 months that they told me that ago. So I'm like, well, it's been 3 months since I even have been here. Why worry about it?
Owen's channel, I won't use. I guess it's probably not cool to say other users' whole names on the show.
Well, I mean, that's his username on there.
I mean, that's half of his username. He's got his last name as well, and it's his real name too. So anyway, Owen's channel can't comment on that, and I mean, he's harmless. He never,
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I don't think somebody specifically went into my channel and well, I don't know. There was a lot of accounts being made with my name, but
really,
I think that's why the comments section got not because of me. Well, it could have been, but not because that was around that time that there was a user that was upset that we all know that just kept making new accounts. And he would get one deleted, and he'd make another new account, and he would use somebody's real name or place of business, and he would just keep doing it nonstop. And then he would go to everyone's page, and he would sub them. So because when you delete them, that still stays there. Yeah. So my personal name is still, where he went and subbed those people's channel. My mom's name, my wife's name, everybody's name.
That's why I would go to my subs and delete the ones that were just doxing subs.
Didn't he call Astana if she's a lateral thinker?
Right.
In German, I believe.
But that was around the time that the comment sections got turned off. And from the main pages, like the Your Say section and stuff.
No.
Hail Danke. No?
I went into a friend. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Anna.
I didn't do any of that. I don't deal with
there's no reason to. But I went on to one of the friendly users channels, and is actually one of Happy Dog's friends, and somebody had left a post that I started scrolling, and I decided I was going to report it after realizing that I have a 28-inch screen, so scrolling on a 28-inch screen, I swear to God, it was a 500-meter long post with graphic collages just repeated over again. And I mean, crazy. I mean, 500 yards long, or meters long, whatever. And I finally went down to it, and I reported it, saying it was, bullying, harassment, spam, and it was gone within 2 or 3 hours. But it ruined. I couldn't look at any other comments. I know that you can click, and hold down and scroll on the sidebar. It's not like I'm stupid, but I mean, the whole idea that somebody would do that, where you don't know where it ends, and anyway, it just bugged the shit out of me. So
Yes and no, but these people, they make this post and they copy it, they copy it from one place to the next place and so on.
Right.
Yeah.
Graphics copy and pasting, or you're talking about a gig's worth of crap in one post. It's come on, man.
Yes and no, like his post he wrote to kill Russians.
Well, that guy still has an account.
He posted this on each person's.
You're back on the Russians thing. Okay.
Yeah. So this person, he won't kill even a fly, but he writes shit on the internet.
What? Say that again?
They will kill him, he won't kill even a fly. But on the internet, he writes he will kill Russians.
All right.
Come to Russia and kill Russians.
Yeah, well, it's trolling. I mean, you troll, Anna. We all troll. We all troll here. Maybe Steve does. You're a nice guy, Steve. You genuinely are. And by the way, LSU just pulled out a win over Ole Miss.
50.
I reckon Steve can troll with the best of them.
I choose not to troll.
Yeah,
I know, but I bet you could if you wanted to. If the need arose, you could troll very well.
Yeah. My trolling, when it is occurring, it happens in person. So
that's right.
The internet, it's just the internet.
You know that if somebody gives you too much crap, Steve, you just suplex them.
Yeah. People don't want to get to that point with me. That's for damn sure.
That's for sure, man. You're a collegiate wrestler. I know what it means that you were a collegiate wrestler. I ain't fucking with you. I have a good story. A SEC champion, LSU middleweight wrestler stole my Schwinn 10 speed my freshman year. So I wasn't living in the sports dorm. I was living in a standard dorm, and so I ate my meals at the sports dormitory. They had a cafeteria specifically for athletes. So I'm over there and I spot my bike. It's like 400 yards away. Over there, maybe 600 yards away at the sports dormitory, from where my dorm, and I'm going like, oh, I'm gonna kick this guy's ass. I'm gonna get him. and he walks out, and it's friggin', Mr. SEC wrestling champion. I'm reporting him to his coach. I'm reporting him to his coach.
Well, he might be a wrestling champ, but he's also a scumbag if he stole your bicycle.
Well, he was, and actually that entire program at LSU got stopped. I don't know why, but and there's no history. I looked. There's no history of the program, and I'm amazed. Is that a sidebar laugh? Is somebody doing a sidebar?
Happy Dog's on fire there.
He has been on fire this evening.
Yeah, the dog is hot.
Yeah,
you really should pay him because he makes me laugh the whole time.
And then cup of tea.
Well, anyway, I took over. I didn't mean to. My cats have convinced me I have to feed them, so I'll be back in a second.
No worries, Georgie.
You got two cats, just feed one to the other.
Very nice. So, Aphenlip, I watched a video the other day about a skater I had never heard of.
Oh, what's his name?
Nib, Knibb.
I don't know who that is. Younger guy, older guy?
That's his last name. I think it's Andrew Nib or something like that. Pretty interesting Santa Cruz skater. He's got a good documentary on Santa Cruz website boards, whatever. He's pretty good, man.
Like an old dude?
No, very young, probably 20s.
Okay. That's probably why I don't know him.
He skates skate parks like you've never seen, man. It's so cool. Just flow, he goes transitions in opposite directions with grinds and like 180 to Bizarro grind to Smith grind. It's just so cool to watch the guy. But he had a hard life, so it was an interesting thing.
Story, yeah.
There's a new kind of skating on the scene in LA now called LAE skate. and there are electric skateboards that are going through like Los Angeles every day at like 30, 40 mile an hour like every day, just going straight through middle of LA
30 or 40 miles an hour
on a skateboard. Yeah, electric skateboards.
no handle, just like standing.
No handle, just standing. Yeah,
That's a scooter, Smokesteve.
So like 40 miles an hour on a skateboard, dude. That is scary.
They're not skateboards. They're like longboards with
Okay.
big
Electric.
yeah, electric
Those are cool, man. I'd
longboards.
like to have one of those.
Yeah, they are fast.
Yeah, you have to have
they're like put the hands behind their backs and they're like going like
Well, are you talking about going down a hill?
no,
Yeah.
going on flat through middle of LA, flat 40 mile an hour.
I got some friends that do that going downhill. But
These
they
guys-
pad up wearing like leathers and stuff. Like a
Oh,
motorcycle.
these guys are wearing motorcycle helmets and full leathers and all
okay.
sorts.
Yeah, that's what these guys do.
Where can you do that in LA?
They're doing it through middle of town.
They're skateboarders.
Suicide.
They go with all the e-bikers as well. They got bikes like mine, but with like 2,000 to 3,000 watt motors on them.
Was this a scene from Jackass? Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's on YouTube. They do it every like 2 or 3 days. They meet up at a coffee shop, and then they just go from there through middle of LA.
They claim they're going to make a new Jackass 4.
cool.
Those guys are like, my
The
age.
donkey returns.
They're all my age, so
Yeah.
they're gonna get hurt big time.
Yeah, Ryan Jones.
They're gonna all end up with titanium hips.
I'm surprised. Like the one that's been through the worst is the Johnny Knoxville guy. That guy, seriously, man, he's gonna have just a miserable life.
He's gonna hurt.
I mean, he's broken almost everything.
Yeah, when that guy Butterbean knocked him out in the clothing store,
Oh, Jesus.
he couldn't see straight for like weeks, man. The guy was fucked.
Well,
up.
he hit his head. He hit his head on the corner of that jewel case, and it just
Right.
He's got to have some mental issues or body issues when he's older.
When you see him interviewed now, he does seem like he's a little bit goofy. I guess the worst was that I didn't even see the movie. It looked stupid, but it was some like movie he made about there was like a real life park in like upstate New York or something in the 70s where it was like a theme park, and it was
Yeah,
he did and he hurt himself more making that movie than he did making the Jackass movies.
action something.
Action Park, yeah, that's
Something
it.
like that, right?
Because they called it Class Action Park.
Right, exactly.
You know,
I mean,
if you're gonna-
a lot of the stunts they do are done under supervision, aren't they? They are, like medically under supervision.
Well, there's like a guy sitting there to put stitches in you when
Right.
you cut yourself up.
Yep, he's hurt. That's my
Yeah.
medical opinion.
Exactly.
If you're going to agree to be hit by a boxer, Butterbean, he's a heavyweight, right? Why not choose, say, a lightweight? They could still kill you. But they won't kill you into the next century.
I don't know, for the theatrical effect, apparently.
You could be killed, flat
It-
out.
it could
Heavyweight
have
guy hits you. I would never get up again.
Butterbean knocked out some humongous fucking guys,
Exactly.
and Johnny was 100 pounds less than them. And he took it the full thing, right? A right hook, I believe, to the jaw.
Did you guys see that Mike Tyson fight a couple weeks ago?
I haven't seen it.
I watched it. I think it was
Oh,
during your show.
I think John was it. I think it was rubber bullets. I think Johnny Knoxville took as well. From shotguns, rubber bullets.
He did.
in the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that they give you internal injuries, but
It
No,
was.
I don't know.
He said he had a hard time like getting. Well, I broke my ribs before, and he said the worst pain was like getting up from a sitting position, and I know how bad that hurts, man. It just sucks.
What did you fall? What were you attempting when you broke your ribs?
Well, it was just a couple years ago. I was snowboarding, and
he was trying out for Jackass.
it was this cheap. I got it. It's sitting over there. It's this cheap kid's plastic snowboard that's like this long, and it's got metal runners, real like because you snowboard, right, Smokesteve?
Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't have an address. This is like a $20 toy is what it is. And my son, he had a regular sled, and it was a beginning of November snow, so it was only like in the daytime it was like 40 degrees. So it was one of those snows where it snows in the morning and then it melts. We went there like around 2:00 in the afternoon to this hill that everybody goes to. It's this long hill, and the snow had already pretty much melted, so there's only like a few patches of snow going down the hill.
And,
so there was no cushion.
A few patches of ice.
Right. So I went down, and you can see I did it a few times, and he's like, "Let's do one more, Dad." And I'm like, "All right, I'll do one more." And I got to the bottom, and you can see in the video, my wife took the video, you can see I'm losing it before I even get to the bottom. And once I hit the bottom, I hit some grass and a patch, it was like going down a hill, basically, at like 20 miles an hour. And my body was like straight up and went straight down, like in one frame. Right. Yep. And it just, I couldn't, like, you can see me crawling on the ground, and they're both laughing at me, because I do stuff like that all the time, but I usually don't get hurt. But this time I couldn't, like, I had to walk back to my truck, and I was all bound, I had 20 layers of clothes on. So when I got home, I had to take all those off, and that was like the worst pain of my life, taking all those clothes off.
You go to the ER?
No, because there ain't much they can, if you break your toe, like I've broken toes, and there's some stuff that they can't do anything for you. So you're just going to sit and
tape you or something?
For a rib, there's not much at all they can do.
They just laugh at you for it.
Basically, they say, "Hey, they take an X-ray and they say, yeah, you got a broken rib."
A broken rib. Thanks for the entertainment.
The funny thing was, at the time, I had this older Toyota Tundra, and the steering had like 300,000 miles on it. The power steering went out, so I've been driving it around with, you can imagine, like, when you turn your car off, if you have power steering, it's so bad when it's out. It's like way worse. Even when you're moving, it's still hard. So I would have to turn into and then there was a couple times when I was going to pull into some place, and normally you can make a wide turn, but if a car's coming, you're screwed, and you got to quickly turn real hard, and you got to get your whole body into it to turn the wheel. And when I had those broken ribs, there was a couple times I was just like, I had to pull over in the parking lot and just sit there for like 10-15 minutes as I recovered, because it hurt so bad.
So you had broken ribs and broken power steering. You couldn't fix it.
I did. That's exactly right. I had broken ribs and broken power steering. But yeah, like wiping your butt, man. Oh, it's so horrible.
No, don't go there. We've heard enough now.
Getting up in the morning when you get out of bed, it's just horrible. It's still, like, it's been 2 years, I think, maybe 3, and I can still sometimes feel, because it ain't right.
I once bruised my rib, and that was about the most painful thing I can remember. So I can't imagine breaking them.
Ribs.
I mean, there's, like I said, there's nothing they can do for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just have to deal and not move, right?
Half my injuries, I was just like, well, I know there's nothing they can do for me, so I'm not going to go in there,
Can't fix this.
No. Well, I've had bones sticking out of my. You can see just a big old scar. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Compound fractures and
it didn't make it out, but it was.
Oh, mine really was sticking right out of my arm. When stuff like if you've been hurt, that, you're not thinking properly. There's so much adrenaline going through you, and I was like thinking to myself, I can push it back in and fix it, And I just made the situation so much worse because it was infected with dirt and stuff.
Right.
Put some dirt on it. That'll fix it.
Oh, man.
This is the part of the show that everybody loves, where we talk about our medical issues.
Yeah. Well, they're good ones. I fell off a toilet one time and got my head stuck between the toilet paper holder. Got
happens to all of us.
Stitches on both sides of my head.
That's funny. Smashed?
Was that when you were born?
No, I wasn't that old though. Because what happened was when I was a kid, I was taking a bath, and my dad went in to use the bathroom, and I saw he reached for the toilet paper while he was still sitting on the toilet seat. So I was like, "Oh man, you must really be a grown up when you can do that." So I tried it, but my feet were like this high off the ground, sitting on the toilet. So I just kept leaning more forward, and finally I fell, and it stuck me right between the toilet paper holder.
Gotcha.
Cut me wide open.
Otherwise, you would have been a doctor.
Right.
Not long after that, it was Christmas Eve, and my parents had this reading light on their bed, and it would get it's one of those real high intensity light bulbs, so it gets so hot, and I'd spit on it because it'd sizzle,
That's when you weren't sticking your fingers in the electrical socket, right?
Right. And I was eating like Doritos or something, so the light bulb was like orange when I was done. And I was like, oh, my dad's going to be so pissed when he sees this light bulb. So I unscrewed it and washed it off and dried it off and everything. And I went to put it back in, and it only turned like a little bit, and it was stuck. And I knew that I was like, that ain't screwed in all the way. So I just kept trying, and it popped in my fingers and almost took my fingers straight off. Damn. Blood was all over the place. My mom had to take me in on New Year's.
You might have parents like mine. My mom would always tell these stories about how when I was 3 years old or something, I was climbing on the countertops and I fell off, and I was always getting in trouble. I took my grandmother's heart pills and so on, and I said to her, Mom, this is what parenting is for. You're supposed to prevent me from doing all those things.
Right.
Did she blame me?
Well, knock on wood, my son really, I haven't had, we've had some medical problems, but not because of stupid stuff he's done.
Right.
It's definitely not been like what I was like.
What's the big gift? Can you say it without him being in earshot?
Well, it was the one I was telling you guys. I was gonna the
virtual reality.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it the Oculus one?
Yep.
Okay. You don't want to say it. He might be.
Oh, he knows. Because he learned about, he was late with the whole Santa game.
Gotcha.
Because we were like, well, if he keeps, even he'd come home and be like, oh man, you guys aren't gonna believe this with this kid in school. Don't believe in Santa.
How old is he?
Now he's 11, but last year was the first year when he found out. So he was getting ready to go to middle school, and I'm like, geez, they're gonna
kick your ass.
His ass. We better get on this game, And he put it together last year, and he got all upset because he came into the whole the Elf on the Shelf thing. He was late to that, and when he figured it out, set it up on my bed with a knife and the elf's hand because he was so mad.
It's pretty good.
Outstanding.
He was, and he just let us have it for like days last year because of it.
Yeah, the first kid that figures out the thing about, the man in red coming on December 25th, he walks around and he's telling every fucking kid he knows that, did you know? Did you hear? I got news. Right. It ain't real, guy. And like, it's that one kid that's so proud to fucking walk around and tell every other kid, and that's how it happens, man. Eventually,
that one kid for my daughter was a fucking best friend, the little bitch.
Yeah,
she told her when she was 7.
Oh. Santa's magical. I got
there's no Tooth Fairy. There's no fucking. There's no Santa. No Easter Bunny. No nothing. All ruined.
Right.
I think it was Topple that was telling me that because I was telling him this is last year or whatever. I was telling him what happened. I don't know if it was on Twitter or wherever it was, but anyway, he was saying that his older son. I think he's got 2 kids. I think it was Topple. His older kid found out. And then he was like, come help me move the elf on the shelf. And the kid was like, wait a minute, the elf on the shelf ain't real either. He figured Santa out, but he still thought the elf on the shelf was real.
Yeah, but a week later he was an atheist.
Yeah, right.
He learned quickly.
Now the new thing is to put different animal on another animal that rhymes and make a meme out of it. Like I've seen goose on a moose, cock on a cock, which is funny, sock on a cock, which is a stock on a rooster. You know, a what on a what? Last dance?
I just said beep to your
A
naughty
knee
language.
on a bee.
It's okay. You're not in the camera. I'll
The
turn the
bee's
computer.
knees.
Jesus.
Is that Smokesteve's wife?
Yeah, she's like, don't show me. No.
We heard her. We heard her voice.
Yeah,
It's the first we've ever experienced
good
other than her
laugh.
typing.
Good laugh.
It's a
it's
good
all
laugh.
over now.
I know it doesn't rhyme, but a COVID on a bat.
Yeah, we've got the voice. We have the voice.
Hat on a bat. Now that's something you'd want to have your
No,
little bat with a little
I,
hat.
I think you missed the point. I said a COVID on a bat.
I got the point. I get it. Not that stupid.
Which came first, the COVID or the bat?
Dude, COVID's coronaviruses are rampant in bat caves. Caves. That's what we call them.
Caves.
Caves.
That's because you
Now,
have an advanced degree. That's why you call it.
here's a bit of philosophy for you. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Most people say the egg, but it totally depends on whether you class the chicken egg as the thing that's in the egg or the thing that laid the egg. That is how you classify which came first.
I'm still trying to figure out if the tree makes a sound when it falls in the forest.
It's one
Of
of
course
those
it does.
teleological questions.
So
That does not need a debate. If a tree falls on the ground, it still makes waves, therefore it makes sound. Simple.
Biscuit, you know which part of the egg that you eat was
The laws of
previous was
causality.
going to be the chicken, right?
No.
Make a guess. The white or the yellow?
The yellow is actually the food for the chicken.
Correct. The white would be the chicken
No.
if it was fertilized.
No. The white is the buoyancy bit that holds the chicken in suspension.
Well, that's what I mean.
The chicken would be the little tiny nucleus that was on the yellow.
That little tiny nub thing. I know.
The white is the album that has the music on it.
The yellow, the fatty part is the food. The yellow,
That's correct. That's right. Yeah.
and the white part holds the chicken, which is the tiny little thingy, which you can actually see there. Yeah.
You can. Yeah, it looks like a little circle with a black dot in the middle.
Little thingy with a cloaca.
It's pretty gross, but I eat it all. I love it.
Somewhere a biologist
Sure.
is sensing a
Chicken fried,
the
roasted.
I know all about the egg thing because I used to breed cockatiels, and they used to come out with when they came out, they still had the yolk sac attached to the bottom of the belly.
Damn.
Did you ever marry them, or did you just breed them?
I breeded them.
Bred them.
Never
I
mind.
mean, sorry. Never mind.
Wait a minute. I'm drunk. I can't be messing with jokes
Breeding
right
is
now.
acceptable. That's
It
right.
wasn't funny, so you didn't miss anything.
This grammar Nazi stuff.
So, Biscuit, what are you drinking, guy? Come on, what do you got?
I am on Guinness, and I'm also on cheap Baileys.
Right. So, what are you drinking? That straight little mini shots or sips? Correct, sips. Got it. Very nice.
About 10 minutes, the number 1 team, Alabama, is going to be playing University of Florida, the number 6 team. I'll be watching.
That's good late game. That one's going to be off the hook.
That's gonna be, but I hope so. I hope Florida gives them a run, but Alabama's awesome this year.
Who's got the big quarterback this year, Georgie? What's the team with the hot hand?
Oh, Florida has it, and Alabama has it. I
Okay.
forget the names of them. You know, I'm a big fan, but I don't memorize names. I'll know a lot of names, but I don't memorize names.
I hear thee.
Last year, well, never mind. LSU, we know, had it last year. The guy that had his knee bent backwards in the pros this year.
Yeah, that poor bastard. El Snapo.
Who was that?
Burrow.
Burrow.
Oh, yeah, that was
Yeah.
Pretty nasty. Bent way past straight. Just
Yeah.
it was easily like this, but more, Just
I
nasty.
didn't see the replay. They probably got it on YouTube, the replay, although they I don't know. Yeah, it's probably on YouTube if I really am interested.
Right, exactly.
Watching mayhem occur.
It's definitely like a.
Speaking of watching, I'll take a poll. Two weeks ago, I had mentioned the movie Polar. Did anybody watch Polar after I recommended it?
Which one's Polar? Is that the one where they're on the train, but like they're eating like rat shit in the bottom car?
No,
Oh no, I'm thinking of Snowpiercer, not Polar.
Yeah, Snowpiercer. Now, Polar is the assassins who, when they retire, the amalgam, not the amalgam, that's the wrong word. The organization of other assassins, then instead of giving their retirement money, kills them off. And then there's a main character that is Mads Mikkelsen, the relatively famous actor, and he holds off the other assassins, and it's a good story. It's very great. I mean, I think our kind of humor. Rowdy.
Looks pretty good.
You okay there?
Yeah, I just had a bit of bit of Guinness in lungs.
Oh, it went wrong down the wrong airway.
Only a droplet.
Oh, that's good. Lucky for you. Yeah, don't want to choke.
Inhale the
That's
droplet.
a quiet fear. I'm not paranoid about it, but I hope I never have a coronary cafe sitting here in my condo by myself. Take a big bite of food, and go whoop, down, and
Right.
can't do the Heimlich on myself.
Take it slow and measured when you're eating by yourself.
Yeah.
I have a couple of times like inhaled things that I've been eating, and like I've been like, and then as you're breathing in, it's going in a little bit further, and you're like, no, and then you're like trying to breathe in really slow, so you can go.
That's right. You got to get enough pressure in the lungs to go outbound with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always catch it at the top, but when I'm breathing in, it pulls it in just that little bit more.
Yeah. That really grainy wheat, like double wheat, 15 grain, double dark bread, whatever. That can do that to you sometimes because those little fucking granules can you accidentally inhale them because you think you have it all chewed and you're breathing. I think that stuff can be a little dangerous, although I love it. I love to eat it.
Yeah, I like the higher quality bread.
You just got to watch out. You got to masticate, right?
I think the last time that
you got to clench those mandibles, man.
The last time it happened, it was like, you ever had like powdered chocolate that's like milk chocolate, like Smarties and stuff that's been pulverized into a powder? We call it chocolate over here.
No,
it's like you get Smarties and dairy milk and you pulverize it into a fine powder, and then it's like the most delicious chocolate you can eat.
powder. Huh.
Powdered chocolate.
Never heard of it. The only thing I could akin that to would be like chocolate, hot chocolate, like the powder that you get.
Yeah, but this is literally chocolate that they've got in a blender or something, and they've just powderized it into like the smallest little particles, into like dusted particles of chocolate.
Never.
And it's the most delicious thing that you can get. You used to be able to buy it like in Pick and Mix. You could buy a bag of it and you could like dip it in your finger and lick it. But I used to just get the bag and go pour, and
right.
that's what I choke on very regularly.
Yeah. You ever seen this people taking the cinnamon challenge? Try to eat like a spoonful of cinnamon.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
I've seen people try and snort cinnamon.
Now the spoonful of thing is hard as hell to swallow, apparently, because it's so dry.
Yeah.
And I think it's a tablespoon in 1 minute that you're supposed to swallow. It's pretty funny, man. People blast out this huge tube of cinnamon that they're trying to breathe because they can't swallow. It's hilarious.
Yeah, one of the funnier little fads that went through about, I don't know, half a year ago or so, maybe a little longer, was the really large round cylinder and people try to drink through the large round cylinder.
That was
And
hilarious.
That was, and I mean, they just had huge, spouts of water coming out of their noses, and but getting sick. It's crazy.
Yeah, there was a couple of, let's say attractive African American young ladies who had a cup with the fucking giant, basically the internal part of a I want to say it was like a paper towel holder, like a paper towel.
Right, about that.
And, they act all tough and shit, and then they go to try to drink it, and they basically inhale the liquid because it's such a huge diameter of tube that they can't drink it, and all hell breaks loose. It's hilarious. Mm-hmm. They're gagging and dying, trying to shut the camera off. I have to think that's real, George.
For the people who are denying me and think that I'm lying, can I get that close enough to the camera to see it?
Yeah, let the camera focus on it. Get it. It's blurry. It's
hold on, one sec.
Close enough.
Get it up there, bro. Get it in focus. Let's do this.
Yeah, hold it up.
That's better.
Back her up.
Come
back
back.
her up.
Keep going back.
The camera's just not
forward.
I've got a better idea. Come back in a sec.
Come on.
All right, no problem. We'll be back in a sec. Used to do that. Under 2 seconds. No kidding, British bottle cap. I'm sorry, English bottle cap. That's pretty good. 2 cms. That's pretty fast.
Well, I mean, what's a pint of beer? Is that like a shot glass?
It's about a pint. It's just about. Not quite.
And what's 2 cns? Is that maybe 5 minutes?
I didn't see that.
There you go, guys. Put that up. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
All right. Okay. Here. Yeah. We have it.
Sweet Dream original chocolate. It's a beverage, right? No.
No. It is literally pulverized chocolate.
Chocolate.
You eat it with your finger. You have it in a paper bag and you lick it with your finger.
I once had one of those.
And it's literally stuff like basically it's
sweet brown sugar.
It's like do you know, like if they've made like misshapen Smarties or minstrels or anything like that.
Ready, Batman.
You're not talk that way.
There we go. It's like if they've got misshapes of chocolates, they'll pulverize it into that and put it in like a big jar to sell it by the pound.
Cup of tea saying I might start watching U.S. football too. I think you're from the U.S. Cup of tea, don't I?
No, he's not.
He's British.
He's not?
No, he's British.
Oh,
why would he be called Cup of Tea?
That was the mystery.
We drink coffee over here.
Right.
Dude, I'm getting a teapot at work. I really want some more tea in my life. Or at least a teacup.
You don't drink tea in a teacup. That's retarded.
Coffee cup.
I'm on it.
A mug.
A mug. Yeah, mug. That's what us tea drinkers drink it in. A mug. Yeah.
I mean, you could drink it in a teacup, but what's the point?
Well, you got to do it the right way. That's the point.
I thought they were the same thing, honestly. I guess you didn't know
a teacup's smaller. You're supposed to put it in like a teapot first, so you're not wasting the tea bag, and then you can pour several cups into the small cup.
And you hold it like this, and you got to have your pinky out. That's it.
Like this.
Yeah.
I guess exactly. I thought that a teacup was a coffee cup and a mug.
A teacup is a very small cup, like a rounded, like a mini bowl.
Right, the fancy little fluted thing.
Because it's crap and you don't want to drink as much as you drink of coffee. That's why.
Right.
True.
Oh no, I do like my tea, but I have to have it really milky.
Yeah, I don't like coffee that much. I just drink about 20 ounces in the morning, and that's it for the day, just to get started.
We put ice in our tea.
Huh.
Well, I do love a bit of Lipton's iced tea.
We always have a big old jug of iced tea.
Do you,
Not-
do you pre-brew it yourself in the
Yeah,
night
they make
before?
they make these big tea bags for, and we have a glass pitcher, and it's
Yeah.
when it's empty, we make a new pot of.
Do you ever make some tea?
Well, I mean, yeah, no, I don't. But that's what my mom did. She had a jar.
What kind of tea do you use? Is it just normal black tea for?
Well, it's called Lipton. I don't know.
Not even
We
Specifically-
buy it pre-made. You know, like you buy Coke over here.
For
Well,
tea?
we have pre-made tea too, but it's never as good as the homemade.
Oh,
Oh.
got
Yeah,
like sugar and.
But
like,
it's always
fruit.
cold. Yeah, it's always sweet and cold.
Yeah.
I like my iced tea unsweetened.
My son does too. He doesn't put ice in his.
Unsweetened.
Do you have
he's
it?
sweet. We get sweet. We get cinnamon.
Do you have like fruits in it, like lemon or anything, lemon juice or anything in it?
Hell no.
A lot of people like lemon tea here too.
Not me. Hate lemon. Not a
If I'm going
lemon
to drink
guy.
tea, I'll just drink water because the tea just ruins the water.
Well, I drink water all week long. So, like, for a weekend lunch, I'll be like, let's have some tea.
That's part of my problem. This is my water. I haven't had water for 6 months.
Oh, yeah. The water is 90% of everything that goes in your body should be water. And then the rest is.
I
little
agree.
soda.
I did have a health kick where I was having water every day, but I haven't done it for a while. Since lockdown, actually.
No
Yeah.
water during the day at all?
No, I have not had water for 6 months.
What do you put next to your bed when you're sleeping? You must have a cup of water to sip. No.
Sugar-free cola.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's 40 pence. It's cheaper than water.
You got a tap, don't you?
Tap
Yeah,
water.
but it's not cold though.
It's cold
Oh,
enough.
you can make ice. Oh, I got a story. That reminds me. Ice.
Everybody hang up now.
So this we bought my fridge went out last summer, 2020. This last summer. So we went and we had all our food in there, so we had to get a fridge like that night because it would all go bad. So we went and finally the Lowe's here, had one that was like the only place you could go to buy a fridge that you could pick up that day. The rest of them you have to order and they deliver it. So we got our fridge and almost instantly the ice maker stopped working. So we it's been almost it's been 6 months, 7 months, something like that. So my wife's like, we should probably call and get that fixed before the warranty goes out.
Warranty item, yeah.
Right. So because we were so excited because our last ice maker was broke too. So we were so excited for like 2 weeks that we had ice. And then it broke, so we had to go back to filling up the trays or whatever. So anyway,
Stone Age.
we got the guy. He comes over to the house. We called Frigidaire. They come over to the house, and he just walks right into my house without a mask on. And I could have said, "Hey, buddy, aren't you gonna wear a mask?" And it was my son was like real put off by it, and like he didn't want.
You
the
didn't
guy-
have to say the buddy part, but you could have said, please wear a mask.
I know. But I mean, I know everybody has their opinion about the whole mask deal, and I don't want to get political about this, but we've been taking care of my mom, and we
It's
made
your
it.
home, dude. You make the rules.
Yeah.
I know, and
Absolutely.
I should have said something. I should have said something. But from the very get-go, we decided to be as protective as possible because my mom's, by herself pretty much. So, and she's
course.
77 years old. So, we wanted to try to keep contact with her. So, and then after he left, he was only there for like 5 minutes. He looked at the fridge and he knew what was wrong. He told me if I broke this clip off that it would probably make ice. So I did, and it started making ice. Like 2-3 weeks go by, I didn't even think about it because we got ice, and I'm like, sweet.
Wait a minute,
And-
wait a minute. He didn't fix it? He told you to break it more?
Basically, yeah. But he had to order the whole ice maker thing.
Oh,
So
okay.
he didn't come to. Why he didn't come to my house?
He gave you a workaround, basically.
Yeah, and he was going to
Temporary.
come back in 2 or 3 weeks with the
Got
ice
it.
maker and go put it in. So, in the meanwhile, the ice maker's working like a champ. It was just all it was this little plastic clip that was jamming the ice cubes in there, and it would stop it from working. At one time, and it would do that every time. We'd pull the ice cube out and it'd jam up again. But if you break that clip off, it doesn't really do anything anyway. So we fixed it, and 2-3 weeks go by and we get this call and they're like, hey, we're gonna send our buddy over, and I'm like, let me talk to my wife and see when she's gonna be home to let him in, which they're home 24/7. And and then I got home and I didn't really think, I forgot to even talk to my wife. So like the next day comes around, I'm like, Jesus, man, this guy's gonna just keep bothering me. So my wife's like, well, why don't you call Frigidaire and tell them that you just want to cancel the order? So I did that. So the guy calls me the next day and he's like, hey man, I paid for this part and and now I get a cancellation or whatever. And I'm like, Jesus, man, this is gonna be. That's
paid
why
for it personally.
I mean, I don't know. He's like he's a subcontractor for Frigidaire.
Are you sure you didn't call like Frigilux?
I didn't. I called Frigidaire. They set the whole thing up. And this guy's from a different state. He's from Illinois. He's from like 45 minutes away, which makes no sense to me whatsoever. So anyway, so he calls, and so I was just like, well, Frigidaire took care of it. I'm not even gonna bother calling him back, So the next day he calls and he's like, yeah, I got Joe, whatever the guy's name was that came the first time. He's on his way and he'll be there. And I'm at work and my wife and son are at home. And I'm like, oh my God, I can see this guy showing up. He came in this beat up old minivan that he converted into his work van. And I'm not judging him. He does what he does, whatever. But, and I'm like, geez, I didn't want to have this confrontation with him is why I didn't, because it's so political, especially here in the middle of the United States. That's why I didn't want to call him and be like, look, dude, you better wear a mask or you're going to come in my house. So the Frigidaire was like, we'll send our own technician over there. So I was like, done. I was thinking I was done with this guy. And then he calls and leaves a message because I saw that it was out of state and I knew who it was. So I was like, I'm not even going to answer it. And he calls and leaves a message that the guy's going to be there in like 15 minutes. So I have to call him back. So I actually recorded it. I left it up at my shop though. And so I'm
just
talking.
Moved in the interim.
I know. So I called him back, and I'm like, dude, you told me the night before you left a message saying that the order was canceled. I'm like, I'm really confused why you would send a guy. What is canceled? I asked him. I'm like, what does canceled mean to you? And he's like, oh well, we already have the part in. And I'm like, yeah, but the order's been canceled. It makes no sense why you would send your guy. And anyway, I'm like, dude, you can send the guy, but nobody's there. And I had this like 5-minute conversation with him, but finally he was like, see, like Happy Dog's real excited about.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I've changed probably 25 ice makers in the last 3 years on refrigerators, and I think most of them were Frigidaires, parent company Electrolux, and there's like 2 Phillips head screwdrivers that hold screws that hold them on the bracket on the side, and there's a maybe a 6-port plug that you have to disconnect and reconnect the new one. If it's a solenoid, you just wheel the refrigerator out and hook the solenoid up.
It's the whole thing. You know how there's like, okay, so the ice sits in the tray, or the water pours into the tray and then it freezes. And then there's like these fingers that I guess when it pops the ice out, it helps break the ice up or something.
Yeah.
The plastic, one of those plastic fingers got all janky. And so the ice would jam in there and it wouldn't make new ice cubes. So he was going to just replace that whole unit, with the fingers, the plastic fingers. So I guess he was going to just take that whole thing out, and it feeds into the door. It's a door side by side,
Well, let's get it out of you. What were they going to charge you?
No, it was free. It's under warranty.
Okay.
So I told the guy, I was like, dude, I'll come pick it up and you don't even have to come back to my house. I'll put it in, I'm not.
Yeah.
I've never had an ice maker. I always use those
trays.
No, I don't use trays. I use the single-use bags that you put under the tap and they just fill, and then this automatically seal and you whack them in freezer.
Huh.
Never heard of it.
They don't have that in the U.S.
They're not. They're literally like a
Ziploc bag?
No, it's not a Ziploc bag. It's got like you open the top, you fill it from the top, and then when it's like the water can only go in one way, it can't come back out the other way.
It's like a lobster trap. Weird.
That's
yeah,
right.
We don't have that.
It's really cool because once it's filled the top neck collar with water, it like seals it, and it won't let any water out.
like a water bed. It's kind of like that. Where you
Yeah, but it's just a one-way fill, and once it's filled, and you just pop them out of the packet when they're done.
Huh.
Yeah, we don't have those. Yeah,
remember
Cup of Tea
when-
says the guy knows where I live. That's why I didn't want to get into a thing with him in the first place, because
You know,
I
he
just
might
knew
just
it was going to be a problem. Because the guy seems shady. The guy that's on the phone is like totally shady. I could
he
just
might
tell.
have just forgotten to put the mask on. I certainly have done that many
It
times.
could have been. We've had several people come do work over at our house, and I should have said something to him. I totally pussed out, is what I did. And then after he left, I was just like, because we were so like, we didn't know how to handle it. I was like, oh my god, this guy's like, we've been sitting here stuck in this house for like 8 months, and now this dude's gonna, just ruin everything.
Right, and their profit margin is so small on those repair companies.
I can imagine. I feel for the guy, and he's coming from like he's literally coming from 45 minutes away.
He's shady. Automatic.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Automatic shady.
Yeah,
though.
there was no like company truck. This was like a minivan that was like handed down like 20 times. It's got like
Right.
300,000 miles on it.
Right,
It's just on its last leg.
You know what his name
puttering
is?
up. Huh?
His name is John Grammaticus, and he's on the chat there.
Oh, shit. I'm done.
Thanks, Cup of Tea.
That's funny.
Yeah, so it was sketchy.
Yeah, my wife's having a real whoop-de-doo over here. In the
Oh,
chat
look,
with
there's
you
a
guys.
good thing. Oh, yeah, I've never
There you
seen
go. Yeah, that it like goes. Can you see my arrow?
Yeah,
I
oh
can
yeah.
see that.
Yeah, it goes in there and then fills all these square pockets,
Oh.
and then eventually it fills this up and it seals it, and then it can't come back out.
Why?
Then you just whack it in full of water and it comes out with all these, and they all just pop out of the thin plastic. You just peel them out.
Do you guys have those plastic, trays that you can just
Yeah,
fill
you
with water?
you can get those as
are
well,
like
but
those are $1 at the dollar store.
yeah, they're all right for if you're into all that save the planet stuff.
Oh, they're made out of plastic too.
Yeah, but they're multiple use, aren't they? They're not just single use.
Well, I mean,
Wait.
I think it's more of they're $1 and they last forever.
Right.
That thick,
Yeah.
biscuit, that thick, heavy-duty bag is a one-time deal.
Oh yeah. You can't you rip the bag open to get the ice cubes out,
Yeah, I could see that being a little rough.
It's a little wasteful.
and you
It is
get like 100 bags for like £2. So
I don't know. I think I'm going to turn you into the environmental police.
Yeah, so
they sell them
Greta.
in low.
Greta Biscuit Vapes is wasting.
Fuck you,
Please
Greta.
so you get what, 20 per flat of cubes?
I have no idea.
It looked like that. A little more, maybe.
4 by 6.
Yeah,
So-
a little more. 24.
24. So you get 2,400 for $2. That's not bad. But that means you're throwing away 100 of those thick ass fucking bags. Yeah, that is
They're only this like sandwich bag thickness.
okay. Not bad. All right.
I mean, how many sandwich bags do you take on a picnic and just throw those away?
I don't go on picnics, but
But for instance,
eat
you know, like-
on any given day at work, I bring one sandwich to work.
and how do you pack those sandwiches? Just in a
one,
box?
one sandwich
Look.
bag.
You have all right, okay. And then what do you do with that sandwich bag? You throw that away?
Correct.
Well, that's 1 day per sandwich bag. That pack of ice would last me 4 days.
Okay.
Aphid lip.
Pretty good. You're right. I'll give it.
And I don't use plastic for sandwich bags, therefore I save the plastic for that.
I mean, I can't save the sandwich bag. That would be gross.
Precisely.
Aphid makes a sandwich, and then he has the guy from the working class come, and he wraps him around the sandwich. And then when he's done, he throws him out the window.
On the 70th floor. Splat.
Sorry, Aphid. I'm just channeling
That's all right.
channeling the Troll Central.
Yeah, Happy Dog's having a field day with me tonight.
He's rolling.
I got another story.
Hey, your volume's gone down, Aphid.
Mine is. Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
that's better.
I think he was just further from his mic, wasn't he?
Okay.
Well, he probably went outside and smoked a massive amount of marijuana.
What? Come on, Smokesteve. Come
wouldn't
on.
go
I'm kidding.
outside for
That's
that.
what I do. We know you don't do that. It's not your thing. I'm sorry. I make jokes.
I pass on grass.
I know you do.
Steve.
Chiminea
Everybody
for
does.
that.
Everybody
I like
does.
grass, but it's the kind you sit on.
Right.
So
You
I got another story, but it's a and I know that there's not too many people left in here, is there?
Well, let's see.
You're gonna drink honey now? You
Well,
are.
It's a good story, but yeah, there's only 15 watching.
16 on my channel.
16.
Buddy.
Aw, sorry, man. Sorry about that. Sorry to leave out that one person in there.
That's okay. It's me.
So I was gonna you know, when I was doing that radio show that like lasted.
That was hot.
It was actually fun. I wouldn't mind doing something like that again. And I'm not gonna just, you know, I didn't rely on, you know, when I talked to Hayden at the beginning, I was like, you know, I'm like, I know nobody's gonna be listening to this, Hayden, on your end, you know. But I was gonna do a thing about this something happened, kind of an event happened, like was two falls ago, whatever it was, a year and a half ago, and I was gonna do a whole show on it, but Martin wants to hear the story. But I don't know. Just the more I think about it, and my buddy, who is kind of his deal, and he hasn't wanted me to share the story with anybody. So, but I've been dying to tell somebody. It's been a year and a half, and I can't really tell anybody. So tonight,
Let her rip.
You guys are the lucky ones that are going to hear this little story. Okay, so my buddy lived. He's got his grandpa died or something in the city by the airport here in St. Louis, and he lived in this little bitty house, you know. And when it happened, my buddy was like just out of high school and college and whatever, so he moved into the house. But then he's a airline mechanic now, and he got transferred to Dallas. And so when that happened, he moved out of the house and started renting this house. But he since moved back in, and but he's got a family now, and he didn't want to live in this little bitty house, so he rented it out. So another buddy of mine that had went through some problems ended up asking him. He's like, you know, I'm all better now and everything. You know, can I? You know, I know you got a place available. Is it possible I could rent it? So he let him stay there. And this is a guy that we knew from high school, and so he's been living there, and he's you know, we thought maybe something was going back, like he was slipping over to the dark side again. And he stopped paying his rent in like January. And then like February came around, and he scrounged up a little bit and paid him, you know. And my buddy's like, man, what am I going to do? This is a buddy of ours, you know. How do you handle this situation? So I'm like, I don't know, dude. What was that noise?
Smash.
So anyway, so I'm gonna get to the story, because this isn't even the story. So anyway, so he gets farther and farther behind, and before you know it, it's September. It's getting to be fall, and he's like 6-7 months late. But to get somebody out of your place that's renting from you is not like an easy ordeal. Like it's easier for somebody to just stay in your place than it is to get rid of them. You have to go through all these channels. It takes a long time.
You mean if you evict them formally?
Formally evict somebody is like
that
a
is
bitch.
hard.
Yeah.
Do you have
this
to
is
give
a
them
friend of ours on top of it, so he was real.
Do you have to give them a notice to acquit or quit?
Oh yeah, you got to go through. You got to give them so many notices. You got to give them all these, and until this letter gets posted on the front of the premises, you can't even go in there.
I'm sorry. I can't look at this chat.
Happy Dog is going to have a field day. So anyway, before you can even go inside the house, your own house, you have to have this notice posted on the front door. So I kept going by there because I'd be in that area, you know, and I'd be like, finally I see this note, and I'm like, hey dude, you know, this note's posted. And he's like, sweet man. He's like, go up to the door and knock on the door. And I'm like, well, he's gonna recognize. I mean, it's been a few years since I've seen him, but he's gonna recognize me, you know. So anyway, the last time my buddy was there, the guy had a pit bull, so he was like all scared, and he wanted some protection when he went back to the place and everything. So I was his protection, and I was going to film the whole thing. So we go over there, and we try to get in, and like some of the doors have been locked and stuff. We had to pry our way in and everything. And the screen door that we propped open, we opened it up, and the smell of cats was like overwhelming. It was like just like just ammonia and stuff. You couldn't stand it. So, all right, this is where the story starts getting really good. So I got a baseball bat. He's got a baseball bat. We knew the power had been turned off like months ago. We open the front door, and it's like overwhelming, the smells that you're getting from this house. There's trash and food and cats, and there's fly traps, fly strings hanging from the ceiling just covered with flies. And there's all these like flashlights everywhere because the power's been off for months and they've been living like this. There's propane stuff. You can't even get through the front living room to get to the rest of the house.
How many people are living there?
Well, we have no idea. It was one guy that was renting, but we knew there were squatters living there. So it's totally pitch black. It's in the middle of the daytime, but it's pitch black in there. And I'm filming the whole thing. I got it on this phone right here. And he starts, we're like, oh my God, we had our faces covered because the smell was so bad. And he starts going through the room, and he's got to move stuff out of the way to make his way back. And this was his house, and it's his own house, and it's just like it's like trashed, So we got flashlights and baseball bats and stuff. He wanted me to bring my gun, and I'm like, dude, I'm not bringing my gun, And so he gets to this door, and he tries pushing on it, and the door won't open. It only opens like this far. And so he pushes on it some more, and he sticks his head around there, and he's like, oh my God. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, we got a dead body. And so my buddy just freaks the fuck out and like takes off out of the house because he just emotionally can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just too much for him. And he's like beside himself. So he leaves, and he's like, you got to go in there and call the police and everything. I'm like, dude, I thought you brought me for protection. I'm like, you didn't even check the rest of the house. So we have no idea what could be going on in the rest of this house.
Isn't one body enough before you call the police? And
know.
You have to go finish, do the full count.
Well, so I go back in there, and there's this body laying on the ground in this room. And there's, you can imagine the scene in this house. There's trash everywhere. Every window is like totally covered with dark stuff to keep the light out. And I looked down, and it's like it was fall. It was like 50 degrees. It was cold inside the house because there's no electricity. At least 50, maybe even 40 degrees. And he's like got no top on, like his purple, and like you could see his ribs and shit. And so I call the police, and they're like you gotta check the body. And I'm like, man, there is nothing I can do to this body can be help at this point.
Call some other police.
So
not
I know.
The retarded police.
So they're like, they had already told me that the police were on their way and everything, and they're like, they pressured me. They're like, well, it's your responsibility to see, like, if you can do something to help this person right now. And I'm like, so I get down close to the body, and I'm like this close, like a skin cell away from touching it. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I told the guy, I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. You said the cops were on their way. You said they were like less than 5 minutes away. 5 more minutes, it's not going to do this thing on the ground any more good. So they got there and took care of the rest, but it was, and I got videotape the whole thing because he wanted me to videotape it in case something happened or something went wrong. And he had been trying to go through the law to do everything properly, and he just didn't want, the guy to claim foul play or something, So he
went in there before you got there and killed him, and then had you come and make it a surprise.
But the creepy thing was they said that the body was 12 hours or less from dying. And I was there 24 hours ago when I saw that note, and I was up at the front door, and I told my buddy, I'm like, dude, I'm not knocking on the front door. What am I supposed to tell him, just to see if he's going to move out, you've been trying to contact.
Did you touch it? Did you touch it?
I never touched the body. Never touched it.
I have had to. I've had to a few times in my professional career, and I'll tell you, when something feels as cold as when it comes out of the refrigerator or nearly that cold, if they ask you, is there a pulse? You don't have to check. You can
That's
just
what they wanted me to do. They wanted me to turn the body over and take it. That's what I did. But they made me feel like a jerk. They made me feel like I wasn't like doing what my I wasn't going far enough. Is the way they act. They when I told her I wasn't gonna hung, she had nothing left to say to me. She was like, "The police are almost there. Goodbye." And she hung up the
If
phone.
the blood is pooling like you described, and
there was a pool of blood underneath where he was. So I don't know what he did.
I've never touched a dead human body, but I've touched a fair few dead animals, and I'm guessing that the coldness that you feel from something that's been dead a good few hours is the same with a person.
Right. As long as there's no fur involved, it's
You
Well, even a fur animal. I mean, it was rigor mortis had set in, and you could feel the animal was cold. It didn't have a lively heat.
On his back, you could see like his ribs were like, because he obviously was like hadn't eaten well in months, but you could see like the vein, like the dark veins running through, and I'm like, he's dead. There's no doubt about it in my mind.
You don't have to check. Dead. You can just tell them you checked for a pulse. If you know he's dead, you know he's fucking dead. Just say yes, no pulse, because he's fucking dead.
Right.
They're not there. They can't fucking check. And
I mean,
you would know if the guy had any chance of living. You would realize.
Yeah. Well, I sat there on the video. You can see me because I put the phone next to the door when I got back there because I was gonna use that as a guide to see if the body was moving. You know what I'm saying? So I could see if anything, and there was nothing moving. So he wasn't. He was
what
dead.
What was the cause of death? If it's that long ago,
we don't know. We don't know. There was syringes everywhere in that house, but he was diabetic, and we found like weed paraphernalia, but we never found like tinfoil that was all burned up or spoons. There were syringes everywhere, and he had empty vials of insulin everywhere. I mean, literally, and there was also the other thing that was weird is he had piss bottles everywhere.
Piss bottles. Yeah.
He had plumbing. That was like the only thing that worked in the house, but he pissed in bottles, and they were everywhere. There was like, it was like a hoarder house, but everywhere you looked was another like empty Mountain Dew thing that was filled with piss.
They must have done an autopsy if he was a suspicious death.
They did, and my buddy was, he knows this guy's parents, so, and we went to the funeral, and which was really uncomfortable. It was like, we were the ones that found the dude, but this was a friend of mine, so it was just a weird situation.
Yeah.
Sorry,
it was
that, man.
That was pretty awful.
Unfortunately, it's not the worst of my dead people's experiences that I've had in my life, but this guy, it was. I hadn't been friends with this guy in years. I mean, it's not like it didn't sit with me. It did. It affected my buddy way worse. So he had some serious.
That's
serious,
pure,
but he had emotional problems.
I'd just like to say that's pure slander, Happy Dog. How fucking dare you?
Yeah, I could have kicked him.
I have had 2 pets die on me in the last 6 years. How is that every month?
Well, right. I mean, relative to this, yeah, maybe, but they were alive for a lot longer before this whole incarnation.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the hamster lasted nearly 6 years. I mean, that's a good life for a hamster.
It sure is. I've never heard of one.
Amazing hamster. All the trips he must have taken.
Oh no! It didn't take many trips. It just had a must have been a 6 foot long cage. So it was a rather long cage for a hamster, I must admit.
Anybody know the reference? Hamster Huey and the Gooey Kablooey. Ever heard that?
It's hamster and kiwi went kablooey because the kiwi, the parrot, when he was only like 4 years old, I think.
Hamster Huey and the Gooey Kablooey is a story inside a cartoon strip called Calvin and Hobbes that isn't.
Oh, yeah. I loved Calvin and Hobbes, man. Calvin and Hobbes.
When Calvin's dad would ask Calvin what story he wanted to read him for bed, he always said, "Please read me Hamster Huey and the Gooey Kablooey." His dad would always say, "Please, something else, anything else." But that's the only story he wanted to read it.
I just realised Last Dance sounds a lot like Bryan Cranston.
And I don't have quite his fame and earnings.
You have like a yellow plastic rubber jumpsuit?
I have to shave my head next time to try it.
A gas mask in a RV.
I've never watched that show. I really want
It's
to.
just what he just said then just reminded me of Bryan Cranston for some reason. It's weird how your brain fires sometimes.
He's a great actor.
He sure
Cranston.
is.
Great show, Breaking Bad.
Amazing.
One of my all-time favorites. I would say top 7.
I never watched it. I want to binge watch the whole thing though.
Did you like
it's
Sopranos?
Yeah, I
David?
loved it. But it was the same thing with that. We didn't have HBO, and my neighbor ended up getting like the box set or whatever. So he was like, "Well, here, if you haven't seen it, here was the first season." He had like, I don't know how many seasons they did, but he had all of them, and we watched that first, and we were like glued to the TV. We were like loving it.
Okay.
Has anyone watched Better Call Saul? You know, the spin-off.
I tried.
Oh,
it.
is that from that? I didn't know.
Yeah. It's the lawyer from it, isn't it? That it carries on.
Yeah,
It's like
the
it's a prequel, like before Saul becomes Saul. He's like I forget what he was before. Jimmy McGill, I think it was.
That's right. Good memory.
And Last Dance actually looks like Jimmy McGill's brother.
The one who's afraid of electricity?
Yeah, that's the one.
Jeez, you got the voice and looks of movie stars.
Yeah.
I got everything except all the good things.
Yep.
The dough. Tales of Two Riverbanks. English bottle cap. All right.
I don't like awkward silence. Somebody needs to say something.
Happy Dog says Malcolm in the Middle. Yeah, Bryan Cranston was the father in Malcolm in the Middle,
He was.
and
I
he
never
was
watched that show either.
he was pretty good. That was
He also played a. I think it was a physicist in the Godzilla movie, the new
Really?
one.
He played a dentist on Seinfeld.
Oh,
yeah,
did
he did. Watley.
I did.
Is that
watch
what the
all
name
that.
was?
Watley. Yeah,
It was
I believe.
Seinfeld's dentist.
Yeah, I think it was Watley, and Malcolm in the Middle was Frankie Rodriguez. I think was the kid's name.
Look at you guys with the knowledge.
Or something like that. He went on to buy like a Lamborghini, and I think that was it.
Frankie Muniz, isn't that what it is?
Muniz, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Muniz, yeah. Rodriguez, Muniz, whatever, you know. Good correction, Last Dance.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That show was so funny. I think that reminds me to watch it again. That was
Which
It
one?
was good. His wife was
Malcolm in the Middle.
hilarious.
I'll have to watch that.
I believe the wife won an Emmy or a Golden Globe or something.
yes, she was outstanding.
Outstanding is right. She was a great actress. She is still alive. She's probably only like 50, but there's not a lot of fucking sitcom anymore, you know? The
No.
TV stuff is just...
I used to like watching Rodney. Do you know the Rodney show? Rodney Carrington.
Never heard of it.
Really? The Rodney show? That was hilarious. I think it was an American show. It only ran for 2 seasons, I think, but it was brilliant.
Do you mean Rodney Dangerfield?
No, Rodney Carrington.
Triple E.
He sang the song "Dear Penis." I don't think I like you anymore. You used to watch me shave, but now you stare down at the floor. Dear penis, I don't think I like you anymore.
All right.
Doesn't ring a bell, and I would remember that.
As if nobody... Does anybody in chat remember Rodney Carrington?
Saved
No?
by the Bell was the only good the U.S. show. Doesn't seem it. Cup of Tea liked Saved by the Bell. Well, that had a young actress who was somewhat attractive, and I would.
Who's that?
Saved by the Bell,
No, which one?
Which actress?
the one who's cute, man, with the long brown hair.
Wasn't all the females in Saved by the Bell cute?
She was in Coyote Ugly. That one.
Well, not the one who.
She's like half black. Oh, sorry.
I don't know about that one.
I remember a lot of...
Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
That's the one.
Oh, you think she's hot? She's got a crooked eye. She's got a crooked
Well,
eye,
she
dude.
was hot. But then she went off the rails.
She-
Something
yeah.
happened.
You know, like us. She wasn't
Right.
fortunate like us to keep our looks and
Exactly. I'm not throwing stones.
She went the old Smokesteve direction, smoked Tiffany, and she just
Tiffany Amber Thiessen. She was on 90210 too.
was she?
Well,
The
Tiffany
original?
Amber Thiessen. Yeah.
All
What?
three?
Was that Winnie from
No,
the
no,
Golden
that's a different
Years?
girl.
The
That's
Golden
different.
Years or the
No.
Wonder Years?
Lisa Kelly. She's dead, isn't she?
Grace Kelly?
Right. She's definitely dead.
We're not going back that far. And no, I don't think she is. I feel like she's still alive.
She was great in Saved by the Bell.
Grace Kelly. Yeah, she was awesome.
Here's Tiffany. Here, let me get the.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen was in Baywatch.
No.
Yes. Totally, Baywatch. That's a horrible picture.
Was she in Baywatch?
She was. The second generation.
Saved by the Bell. And 90210.
Nicole Eggert.
Yeah, she's got a cooking show now, and I think she got cancer too.
Ouch. Cooking
And she's got
show?
she got crooked eye. I bet Smokesteve's wife has noticed the crooked eye.
Oh, wow. She's talking about her over there. She
Mhm.
still looks great, she says.
She does. She looks. I mean, as well as we can judge ourselves, you know.
Yep.
Happy Dog says Smokesteve like the hillbilly look. And he didn't spell my fake name correctly. But that's all right, Smokesteve. I mean,
We knew who he meant.
Happy Dog. Getting
Yeah,
a little-
90210. Who said?
Smokesteve is almost like a less handsome Chris Stapleton.
Oh, thank you. That's very,
That's nice.
very nice.
Only slightly less handsome.
Why don't we each insult each other? That's a great way to end the show.
It's Christmas. I hope you guys are gonna have a wonderful Christmas this year.
Yeah,
and everybody in the
mine's
chat-
mine's gonna be like this, but with my family. That's gonna be crap.
Are they coming over? Like,
No, they're gonna be like this online.
oh, you can do like a Skype type thing. What about you,
Yeah.
Smokesteve? Are you gonna see people in person, or are you?
Negative.
You're canceling Christmas.
No. Well, I have my daughter and my wife.
Well,
working
no,
on-
yeah, right.
We made magic cookie bars today. We went to the beach. It was so beautiful.
Whoa! You made magic cookie bars as a family
Yeah.
with green in them.
No. No. No.
Not quite that magical.
No.
Less
Chocolate, pecans, peanut butter.
Okay.
Scotch.
It is legal there.
Sounds like
It is.
Not for children, it's not.
What
Well-
about you, Last Dance? You guys see family?
I'm just gonna have it with my daughters here,
Yeah.
and that'll be it.
Oh my God, English podcast.
Is it different from usual, or is that usually what you do?
Well, usually it's just the family here.
Yeah.
I do miss my sister who lives in the Chicago area, and I would like to see her. So I'm really looking forward to this COVID.
Well,
Disaster.
you're up. You'll be first on the list because you're in triple digits. So I think they got you guys.
Right, exactly.
You guys are gonna get
Us,
it quick.
us centenarians are up there.
Did Alan Reeder say I'm a scruffy Brian Blessed? Because if that's so, I would take that as a compliment, big style. I just wish I had the low dulcet tones of Brian Blessed.
We're still not sure what we're gonna do with the Christmas yet. We're
Yeah.
my niece just came down with the COVID.
Oh, geez.
Oh no!
So my son is like we're not going, and then my wife's looking into it and she's like, well, her symptoms have calmed down, so she should have so many days before we can go over there. And
Yeah.
we were gonna go over there, and because like her family is real conservative, so we were gonna go over there wearing masks and just like do the gift exchange and leave. And we know they're all gonna like as soon as we walk out the door like make fun of us.
Oh, you mean they don't care for restrictions, is what you say when you
No.
say conservative.
Yeah, they're like,
They're They're like, fuck it, come on over. Who cares?
My brother-in-law is, he's like the whole thing's a hoax and stuff.
I got you.
And my niece, even though she has it, she likes everything on Facebook, everything my brother-in-law says, which is very strange because she has COVID. So it seems hypocritical to me at this point. But I guess she just wants to stay on course with how she's treated the whole time. So she's gonna keep her Facebook persona.
Gordon's alive.
But yeah, so we don't, we're not sure exactly how we're gonna handle the whole thing. We're gonna just wing it like we usually do with everything else.
Yeah, I mean, so play it safe.
Yeah, I would definitely play.
Well,
it
I mean, I mean, my mother-in-law, she's kind of, she's got, her own health issues. She's not super old as far as the mother-in-law goes, because she was like, I don't know, 20 when she had my wife. But she's like, well, she was like, well, I'd like to come over to your guys' house, and we've had her over a few times, but she lives in my sister-in-law's house.
No,
I know. Well, you're not supposed to talk like that. Last chance, you're gonna get people that don't like you anymore because you're saying that.
I can deal with that.
Well,
I feel the same way. I don't care. I really could care less how people think about me. That's why the whole thing. But I was like, we went this far. Why chance it? And like when we had the Thanksgiving, it was our time to host that. My sister-in-law is supposed to host Christmas, so But I know none of them wear well, not none of them, but most of them, a lot of them don't wear their mask and think it's a joke if you wear your mask. It's so silly.
I'm in tier 3 cup of tea.
The whole thing is silly.
Cup of tea's in tier 4, which is like lockdown, which is.
So they have different tiers over there?
Yeah. Depending on how bad where you are in the country is, tier 1 is very lax, relaxed rules.
Very open.
Tier 2 is a bit more like this. You've got to not go in pubs after 10 o'clock and whatnot.
No.
Tier 3 is you can't meet people in groups of more than 6, and tier 4 is you got to stay inside or else we're gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, what does tier 4 seriously? Could you go to somebody's house and
no?
Really? What would happen if you did?
You're not even if you get caught. I don't know. I think it's more of a please don't. I think it's more of a please don't do it. We really need you to not do this.
That's really if that happened over here, something like that. I mean, it would be
it would be a riot.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Even I would go against.
How could you prove that somebody is doing? They've gone out of their tier and they've gone into say a tier 2 area and they're partying hard. How are you going to police that? You can't.
But
someone tattles on you. That's how it always happens.
Yeah.
Well,
Does that kind of stuff go? When you watch the news, is they're like, oh, so and so,
They don't say it on news, but I would imagine neighbours would tattle.
We have a word for them. We call them Karens here.
That's the same word here.
Okay.
There had to be an original Karen.
You know what I was thinking? I was wondering that too. Is that from the Snickers commercials?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's like this weird haircut that these women used to have, but now we associate Karen with anybody who goes against the grain.
Or Ken.
No. If according to some people, even if you're a male, you're a Karen still.
You're still a Karen.
Yeah. Anybody who says I want to see the manager or I'm not wearing a mask, they're all seen as Karens these days.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd never say. Who's ever said that? I want to see the manager. I haven't. I've never had to.
That's because you're not a Karen.
Oh yeah, I've never wanted to see.
I mean, I've had complaints with businesses, restaurants, whatever.
Yeah, but if you've got a complaint,
I've never said I want to see the manager.
No.
Normal people go online and post a bad review about the.
I've never done that
area.
No, but I've found more that I've been able to get
if a company's pissed you off royally, and you really have to get it out, you just post a comment online, like on Trustpilot. This company is an asshole.
Well,
Don't trust them.
That's when I discovered that Yelp reviews, people get paid to make positive Yelp reviews. By these
Did they
companies.
really?
Yep.
Wow.
I know that Trustpilot pay a lot of people to do good reviews as well.
Well, what happens is the restaurants themselves will pay, and they typically will pay a service that specializes in this.
Well, actually, saying that, I was given free food once. Like on top of what I ordered. But when they delivered the food, they says we've given you extra, but would you write us a good review on Just Eat? And I'm like, no, but thanks for the food.
Really?
Yeah.
You got bribed, is what?
They were trying to bribe me, but I refused to do the bribe. But I said to them, I'll take the food, but no, see ya, and shut the door in the face.
I remember. Sorry,
Go
go on.
No. Go ahead.
I insist.
I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Liar. When I went to look at these positive reviews, this was a restaurant. There was nothing wrong with the food, but it was like a heavy metal theme, which doesn't bother me, but it was so loud. I mean, it was so loud, it was painful. And so I only wanted to go online and just warn people, hey, it's very loud. So if that's okay, if that's what you want to hear, this is the place. But there were all these reviews that didn't even mention it. So I looked up these people who did the reviews to see their other reviews. They did like hundreds of reviews that are exactly like that one for all these places all over the country. Freaking liars!
Oh, all over the country.
All over the country. It's obviously a scam.
Totally.
That's unfortunate because I look at reviews sometimes especially on Amazon because it's like, oh well,
I think
is this thing
you
a
can.
piece of crap that I'm gonna buy?
This was Yelp.
I think you can tell a true review when it's actually more than a couple of paragraphs. If someone's really put the heart into what they've written.
Yeah.
Like if they've had really good service and they've really been that impressed that they just had to get it out and they put it down on a review, or they've been really oiked and they've put a long list of why this company was so bad. Got to troll the reviews to get a true sense of what the company is.
Yep.
Cup of tea wants to see
Shut up,
that.
you fucking Karen.
Smokesteve's wife is the manager, I believe, isn't she?
That's right.
Yeah, she may be.
Yeah, she's triggered.
Is she? Why? Did you guys bust my balls when I was out getting a beer?
Oh, Steve's wife now wants to talk to the manager.
You're going, Smokesteve. You're going past the three hour mark. I figured you were just sitting there waiting for somebody to not talk, so you could say, "Well, that's it, guys."
Cup of tea is unmanageable.
Oh, well, maybe I will say that. It is 9. Well,
No,
guys,
it's 2 a.m.
Agent brought it on, and there's only 4 left. So what do you think, gents?
Well, you got to go read a story to your daughter?
Yeah, I mean, I could have a little relaxing time here. And
Sounds good.
It's Christmas. It's
Sounds good
Christmas
to
time.
me. It is. It's Christmas. It's the last one till Christmas. It's got to be until.
Somebody's got to make this special. Somebody's got to do something really special to make this. Bring out the real Christmas cheer.
When I came on, I thought we were going to do karaoke and make it really Christmassy, and nobody's even got Christmas lights on. What the hell is what's wrong with everybody?
I used to host a Christmas. I called it the Christmas show extravagant. Every holiday, I would throw a extravaganza. And this, I was gonna bring it back. I totally was, and just do it on YouTube this year. And I didn't. I dropped the ball.
you'd have done it here.
Yeah, I could have. But I was gonna. I still have the set and everything from my last one. I was gonna.
Right.
The last one was great because I had a dildo that was kind of shaped like a Christmas tree.
No dildo?
If that isn't the spirit of Christmas, I don't
know. I was gonna do it this year, and then I
was it a rubber dildo that you filled with cocktail sticks?
I used to go all out. I had a green screen, so I would have just get different things and Christmas lights, because you can get anything with a green screen. If you use OBS, you can just put it up and overlap it and keep overlapping and stuff, and have a Christmas tree and everything. I was gonna do it, but I didn't, and it's too late. I don't have time to fiddle with anything like that. But I miss doing the live shows. Those were a lot of fun.
Well,
And you'd have two, because I would always go in after the Live Leak show, so I always had like 200, and I took it for granted having that many people. 250, 300 people all the time. It was like nothing.
what's the chance of us having another show on the 27th?
Not
Smokesteve.
0, but maybe on the 26th.
Okay.
Wait,
So
wait,
we're
is
having
that-
it on Friday night instead.
Yeah.
See,
Exactly.
Biscuit's gone over onto the next day, so he's easily. It would be the 27th for him when we finished if we did it on the 26th
Right.
here.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah, because I'm looking at my calendar now and it's
Right,
the
right.
next day. Yeah, so it is the 26th.
Yeah, are you
Saturday,
gonna
isn't
do
it?
one? Are you gonna do one next weekend, Smokesteve?
Plan is yes right now.
It's a
Brilliant.
shame. I keep having these every year. For I don't know 20-something years we've had these gigantic. Well, not gigantic. My friends are all the same exact friends I've had since I was my handful of my friends since kindergarten. I had kindergarten class with them. But anyway, because of skateboarding, I think we've all stayed in touch and everything. And every year for New Year's Eve, I have a big New Year's Eve party, and I have a fire pit in my backyard, and we always burn the Christmas tree, and that's like the tradition. And they're all I'm the only one that stayed close to home, well, not the only one, but one of the ones, and so they're all calling me, from LA and New York and stuff.
You're gonna bring all those germs in. From all around the country?
I can't cancel Christmas
Different strains.
with my family and then show pictures and video, because I always get tagged. Because the Christmas tree going up is what we do is we keep fireworks from New Year or from 4th of July. And we take everybody brings their fireworks that they have left over.
Oh, of course, you guys don't have bonfire night, do you?
No, we don't, but I know you guys do.
Yeah.
So we fill up this, we fill up a brown paper bag with everybody's fireworks, and we tape it up so it's all like a pillow. And I throw the Christmas tree in, and my one friend, he throws the pillow in, and then everybody else has
Takes cover.
what do they call them? Mortar shells. Those mortar shells. Where they
Mortar shells.
with I got some
like
tubes,
the multi-shot tubes.
the balls that you shove down in the tube and they shoot off.
Wick up.
All right, okay.
Yeah, or some of them we just barehand them and lie.
You
them
don't
and
you don't have
throw
the
'em.
sticks that shoot out multi-shot fireworks.
Well, if somebody bought that, they usually shoot it off before they end up, because those are like $20-$30. So usually we got like we're making sparkler bombs and stuff.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, as soon as people start getting here, I have a ping pong table over there, and the ping pong table gets loaded with fireworks, and everybody starts taping it up and making their own special contraption. We got goggles, and we got bottle rocket shooters, and
You got
everything.
you got a little bomb workshop going off.
Oh yeah, big time.
Do you have neighbors?
I do, but they've all been pretty cool. We did the one guy who was 90-something years old, and he moved out, and this would have been the new people's first New Year's Eve, so they would have had something to remember, because they're the closest ones to us. But I have a pretty, not totally private, but a fairly decent sized backyard, so it's not like they're worried about
my
their
dad
house
used to
catching
get.
on fire.
Did you ever have the what were called air bombs? They're like really powerful, but they're only like this big. They're like a tube, and they had
Compressed
like
air.
No. They were fireworks, but they had little like rockets, but inside a tube, and they used to come out really fast and go boom, but really loud. They were like,
Well, artillery shells
They're-
are
they're-
like that.
they're actually illegal now in the UK.
They're
but-
big balls. that
No,
you-
these are like a little tube, but we call it air bomb, and like 4 or 5 shots come out of it, and they
Oh.
go bang.
Well, that's smaller. The smaller versions of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, anyway, my dad used to get those, separate
bottle rocket.
separate the little explosives out of the tubes, and put them inside people's exhaust pipes and set them off inside inside there. And it used to like just like peel the exhaust pipes apart.
Boy.
So anyway, this year it's a little sad because we're not doing our big party. So, and we always send the kids. We always make it a no kids event, so all the people come over without the kids. So all the families are spending New Year's Eve with their kids this year. But yeah, that damn COVID.
Yeah, I guess none of it's happening, right?
Well, we're still gonna burn our tree because what else am I gonna do with it?
How tall is it?
Like 10 foot, I think.
That thing's gonna freaking.
Oh
roast.
yeah, there's been some years. The one year, this is back when we got rear projection TV. So I don't know how many years that has to be.
Oh my God.
It was when flat screens first came out, and they were like $3,000-$4,000 for like the cheapest ones, and I was like, they dropped the price on the rear projection ones. And I was like, sweet, man, we can get one of these rear projection ones for like $900, where before they were like $2,000 or $3,000. And they were huge, you know. So the box for it, we threw on the Christmas tree after the Christmas tree was lit. And it was real dry that year. And it started.
Did you dump the homeless guy out first?
Yeah. Big hunks of it floated up into my trees and were like in my trees looked like they had Christmas lights on them because they had so much, like it just like would burn enough where it would start floating in the air. Yeah. And then all my trees were cut, and it was super dry that year. And my one buddy of mine was standing right next to me. He's like talking to another buddy of mine. He's like, because usually we got a lot of people here for this, and he's like, man, can you believe this fucker? You know, this idiot put this box in there. And I'm like, I turned to him, I'm like, dude, I'm standing right here, I can hear every word you're saying, you know. But luckily, you know, we didn't have to, because usually it's like 20 degrees outside, and you can't like hook your hose up because the pipes are all frozen and everything.
So we almost had the great aphid lip forest fire of New Year's Eve.
Every year on Live Lake, I would because usually something happens. Somebody gets like a mortar shell will go off, and we set up like everybody's got their own camera set up around my yard and everything. And the one year the guy got just totally blown up by a mortar shell right by his feet. And then last year, same thing happened, but the mortar shell, it went into the fire, and my buddy that was putting the Christmas tree on it, right when he was setting the Christmas tree on it, the mortar shell went off, and we had the fire going all night, so it was nothing but red hot coals in there. And he was completely covered with coals, and he had one of those North Face black like poofy jacket or coats on, you know what I'm saying? And yeah. it was like with
the plastic like coating on the outside.
Yeah, it was totally Swiss cheese when he was done with it. You could see there was like down feathers just literally falling out of this thing. But all that's not going to happen this year.
You're going to kill somebody one of these times.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised it hasn't happened, you know. Usually we with dry ice bombs and...
You know,
everybody...
What we ask you to do in that case is, not be safer. Just film.
Yeah.
It. That's what we ask.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, when me and my friends get together, there's like... Everybody's got their own GoPro. I got two GoPros sitting right here. Everybody's got...
I think
GoPros and cameras set up.
One of the most memorable things we did with fireworks was we got one of those air bombs. We put it inside a 5-liter, plastic jug that you get antifreeze in. Mm-hmm. We set that off inside, and it went, and then stopped as it inflated, and then all of a sudden it just went kaboom. Mm-hmm. But it was just the fact that it just inflated, then stopped for half a second, and then went kaboom. It's just stuck in my mind. And the other story was my dad's mate bought like 25 grand's worth of fireworks, like proper display fireworks. But he bought them cheap. He paid like $5,000 for it. And some of these fireworks was not safe. they were shooting. They were like barrage bombs, like big massive cakes of barrage rockets, and they were firing like all over the place, out from the sides of the barrage box and all sorts. everyone had to duck and cover because they just kept coming at you. And these things had like 600 shots in them.
I can't imagine spending $5,000 on fireworks.
No.
This guy bought a 12-acre bit of land and put like 6 llamas on it. and he drives around in Lamborghinis. He's got far too much money for his own sense.
I guess I can imagine if you had that much money.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna call it.
All right,
For the
Smoke
night.
Steve. Well, Merry Christmas to you guys. I hope you
Merry
enjoy.
Christmas too.
Merry
I know it's been a
guys.
crap year, but I hope everyone has a great
I guess
time.
we'll see you all on Boxing Day.
Yes,
Okay. Sounds great. Take care, guys.
you got
All
it.
right.
Next
Merry
Saturday.
Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Later, biscuit. All right, so this hasn't been an easy year, but it's been a year. And I hope everybody who comes here has a good Christmas. All the guys in chat and all the guys who come on the screen and gals, I truly thank you. This creation of Smokesteve's Pub, International Pub, is really nothing but for the people that come here. And I do thank you. And you are important people. I don't think it's going to make it, really. I'm honest. I think it's going to fizzle out, but I'm not going to give up. I'll be here. And I hope you guys can be here too. Because I appreciate every last one of you motherfuckers. You're all awesome. And thank you for being here. Merry Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, Merry fucking whatever. I love you all. And good night.